is causing trouble for 50,000 people. State Emergency Service Manager Ashley Sullivan says emergency response teams had made 100 rescues overnight Monday. People trapped in cars on flooded roads or in inundated homes in the Sydney area. Days of torrential rain have caused dams to overflow and waterways to break their banks, bringing a fourth flood crisis in 16 months to part of the city of 5 million people. I'm Charles de Ledesma.
Finland and Sweden have moved a big step closer to joining NATO. Their applications are now up for approval by the legislative bodies of the 30 NATO member countries. More on these stories, townhall.com.
What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man on this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The travel listen, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
There we go. And good morning, one and all. Welcome to Mornings with Mike Winters. I am he. That would be me, Mike Winters. Happy Tuesday.
Mm-hmm.
Careful, everybody. Feels like Monday.
Boy, does it ever.
Smells like Monday.
Mm-hmm.
It's Tuesday.
Yeah.
Happy 5th of July, everybody.
That's right.
Hope you had a great weekend.
Roswell's in kind of a weird hangover mode right now.
Yeah, we had a multi-celebratory weekend with UFO Festival, 4th of July yesterday.
Yep.
So, yeah, everyone's kind of like, am I still on vacation or am I working today? I don't know.
Yeah, things have just been off today.
It's a work week.
Mm-hmm.
Sort of.
Yeah. Expect a lot of, what do you call it? I can't think of the word that's not the word we can't say on the radio. Haphazard. Yes. Yeah, expect a lot of just halfway doing things this week.
Okay.
Yeah.
There you go. And then on top of this, so I'm going to work the 4 days this week.
Yep.
And then I'm going to take a couple days off Monday and Tuesday next week. So I'm going to do a 4-day weekend and get out of town for a little bit.
Nice.
This weekend. So, yeah, I'm in like a mini vacation mode.
You're kind of counting down the days?
Yeah, a little bit. I'm tired.
What you guys doing?
Just going to go Rideau, so a couple days and get out of town and get up mountains and do that stuff for a couple days.
If I was smart, that's what I would have done instead of going to Vegas. And literally, and we checked the steps on Misty's phone. The equivalent of 6 miles every single day we were there walking.
That's good.
Is it?
It's good.
Yeah. I'm just now getting back to normal.
Yeah, but you got to see things that you've never done before and experienced.
It was fun.
Everyone should do it once, maybe. It's everyone should go to DC once. Mm-hmm. I think Vegas is one of those places. Yeah, you should go check it out once.
Really wished I would have taken that time to stare at the backside of my eyelids.
Well, there is that hindsight, but yeah, to say you did it once, now you're good.
Well, I mean, the bug is there.
Oh, is it?
I'm gonna have to go back.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, last time I went, I was like, I'm good now. I mean, if I go back, I go back, but it's just too much.
I just feel like I missed too much.
Yeah.
In trying to get as much as we got done.
Yeah.
We ended up missing a lot of the kind of spur of the moment stuff.
Yeah. I guess that. But
I didn't get accosted by a homeless person, doggone it. And that dog won't hunt.
well, we can make that happen if you like.
You can make that happen locally.
Yeah, sure, you'll have to go to Vegas.
You just gotta pilfer a sandwich off of a vagrant, that's all.
But happy Tuesday. Happy 5th of July. Hope everyone had a great weekend, whether you're participating in UFO Festival or did your own thing.
Hopefully everybody kept their fingers, all their fingers intact.
Hopefully. I did hear, despite the fact we didn't have a 4th of July celebration by the city or anybody else, there was a lot of fireworks going off.
Oh, no.
A lot of,
Roswell was glad to fill in that void.
yeah, we were a booming and a blowing last night.
We were in kind of a nice spot, too, and I don't really think about it until like times like this, but where I'm at is kind of up on sort of top of a hill, so we kind of get a view of the entirety of Roswell, or at least a good viewpoint of kind of, the skyline.
So you kind of got to see a cornucopia of firework displays.
Yeah, didn't spend a dime, just sat out in front of our house and just kind of watched everybody else, blowing stuff off.
Good for you.
It was fun.
Yeah, I stayed in, watched TV, and did my thing. I don't care about that stuff, fireworks so much.
I was telling Roy earlier, it's like, I know it goes against my very nature as a redneck because we're supposed to like shiny stuff, sparkly stuff. I do. I love a good bass boat, but I don't know. Just as I've gotten older, the idea of spending money on fireworks, it just sort of feels like a waste.
I understand that. I mean, I get the fun and all that stuff, and I enjoyed it. But yeah, I'm not one that gets pleasure from fireworks displays or anything like that. I did see a bunch of articles yesterday on the news about because of fires out west and a lot of cities and towns are turning to the drone shows, which we had ours here at the UFO Festival.
Which, by the way, was really cool because I got to see that from my front porch.
Did you?
Yeah.
Nice.
It was really if y'all didn't get a chance to check it out, it was a really cool show. It was very choreographed. Now, I didn't get the music part of it, granted, but I got to see kind of and that's incredible. I mean, it's really awesome that they can take 60 or however many drones they had and choreograph them and make them dance like that. That's
I
awesome.
think they get controlled by one controller.
Yeah.
Like, I was watching on TV.
It's like a set. It's like they set up the show beforehand. So like all of the
there's a computer doing all this stuff.
Yeah, all the positions they just they're programmed to do that. But
I think it's pretty much like the fireworks show when a computer runs it. It's the same thing. It's just drones.
Yeah,
it's
a lot less fire.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, but instead of triggering off explosives, it's triggering the drone to.
So here's what I think we need to do. Okay. Let's take it up a notch. We've moved on from fireworks. Now we're at drone shows. Exploding drones. There it is. Just think about it. A beautiful choreographed show where at the end, every drone just explodes.
Well, but it's got to explode into like a heart shape.
Yeah.
Firework or something like that.
Well, we have that technology.
Yeah.
You tell me we can't have creative explosions?
I was just saying when it's done, it needs to blow up into like a form of shape.
Yeah. I was always impressed with when you go to like a fireworks show and they have like the fireworks that go off in the shape of the American flag. That's always really cool. It's like, how'd y'all do that? But I think we could totally do that with drones.
Or hearts or whatever it is. Yeah. So, yeah, exactly.
What you do, okay, so instead, if you want to save your drones, you get 1,000 drones scattered across the sky, and then those drones can light up like fireworks. Right?
Yeah.
The sparks can go off like fireworks, just no actual fire.
It could.
We can even add sound effects to make them feel more realistic.
Who knows what the next level is?
That's right.
Well, it could be a whole thing.
We stand at the precipice of the future.
But, yeah, this is kind of that first year where I think, especially out west here, where wildfires and things like that are a big issue. I think we're gonna start seeing more drone shows and less fireworks.
Right.
Which... it's an evolutionary thing. Technology's changing. And I understand that. And
now we just got to figure out how to work in drones to gender reveal parties.
By the way, your early Christmas trees, they used to have candles with flames on them. So, we wouldn't think of doing that now.
You want to talk about nightmare fuel? Let's cut down a dry tree, put it in our house, and let's put some fire around it just for good measure. Don't you dare bump into it, Billy.
We've evolved. I'm just saying maybe fireworks this is that next evolution there. So who knows? But anyway, I hope everyone had a wonderful 4th of July weekend and UFO Festival. There was lots of Everything I've heard has been good about the UFO Festival. Lots of good crowds, good events. Everyone seemed to be happy. So.
We did the exact right thing when it comes to the UFO Festival, which is we waited until Sunday afternoon.
Oh, you and your family?
Yeah, me and the kids. We waited until Sunday afternoon to go to anything because the crowds were gone by that point.
Yeah.
It was just kind of like everybody was actually breaking down and just getting ready to get out of Dodge. So we kind of like swept in right at the last minute. Easy to find parking. Things were on discounts.
Nice.
We just kind of, we don't have to load this up in a truck here. Half price.
It's a smart move, actually.
Yeah. You just got to wait till the end.
Did you catch food like that too? Like vendors like, we got to get rid of these whatever dinosaur eggs here.
No. For that, you got to wait until they throw everything out, and then you go to the trash can, Templeton style, like in Charlotte's Web.
Yes,
because the fair is a veritable smorgasbord, orgasbord after the crowds have ceased.
There you go. Well, good deal. So sounds like you had a good weekend.
It was
good deal. We'll talk more about it during the show. We got time this hour here in just a little bit. We're going to have Robert Sherman join us with the Walker Aviation Museum. We'll get an update from him, see how things fared for UFO and 4th of July weekend for the Walker Aviation Museum there. In the 8 o'clock hour, we're going to replay an interview. Crystal Noble Thursday joined us out at the UFO Festival talking pets. So we're going to play that for you in the 8 o'clock hour. Yes. And then we're just going to chit-chat in the 9. Don't have a guest scheduled, and we'll just chit-chat about our weekends and UFO Fest. And Clyde Lewis was in town. We had a lot of time spending time with him, and it's always fun when that gang comes through town, and we get to do the shows and all that around town.
By the way, shout out to Chris. Dude went above and beyond.
We got Chris and
Thomas.
We got a whole bevy of people. We'll do all that in the 9 o'clock hour. Just a lot of folks pulled off some did a great job.
Herculean feats, if you will.
Absolutely, Chris among them. But yes, absolutely. So we'll do all that in the 9 o'clock hour.
Yes.
Chit chat about that. Before we do any of that stuff, though, let's take a look at your weather. And I've been hearing rain chances, but I haven't seen any rain in the last couple of days. But I've been hearing chances all the time. So they say there's more chances today, but is there?
The worst possible thing in the world happened to me yesterday.
That's a big statement.
I got in my car, got my kids loaded up, turned my car on. My air conditioner is out.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
That's not good.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Mm-hmm. So bring on the clouds today. That'd be nice.
AC is not your friend. 7:16, here's your weather.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Some of that moist air from central New Mexico is moving into our area today, so we could get a few showers or thunderstorms this afternoon. Otherwise, we'll get sunshine and we'll end up in the upper 90s for the high today. Showers and thunderstorms this evening and cloudy overnight down to about 70, and then tomorrow looks about the same. Partly sunny, mid-90s, afternoon thunderstorms. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton, and that's your latest forecast.
Thank you, Steve. Currently 74 degrees here in Roswell. Humidity is at 57% with winds currently out of the south at 8 miles per hour. We do have a chance of rain today, 40% chance of showers and thunderstorms for the afternoon. They say some of these storms could produce some heavy rainfall. Partly cloudy with a high of 96 today. Winds will be out of the south 5 to 10 miles per hour. 20% chance of rain for tonight, mainly before midnight. Once again, some of these storms could produce some heavy rain, mostly cloudy with an overnight low of 72 and south winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. For you Wednesday, looking at a 20% chance of rain tomorrow, once again, mainly for the afternoon. Also, some of those storms could also produce some heavy rainfall, mostly sunny, high of 97 tomorrow with south winds 5 to 10. Tomorrow night, mostly clear with an overnight low of 71 degrees, south winds 5 to 15 miles per hour. Thursday, we're looking at a 20% chance at afternoon showers and thunderstorms, mostly cloudy with a high of 99. Winds will be out of the south 5 to 10 miles per hour. 20% chance of rain Thursday night, partly cloudy with an overnight low of 72. And then Friday, we're looking at a 20% chance of showers, mostly sunny, high of 98. It looks like 20% chance of rain with a high of 98 on Saturday, sunny, and a high of 100 on Sunday, and then 102 on Monday. So it looks like it's going to be a little warmer for next week. All right, it is 18 minutes after 7 o'clock. We're going to take a 2.5-minute commercial break. And then on the other side of the break, Robert Sherman with the Walker Aviation Museum. He'll join us on the other side. Don't go away. You're listening to Mornings with Mike Winters.
Bob Reed Pest Control protects you and your home by controlling pests that invade. Bob Reed Pest Control understands the importance of safety in and around your home from unwanted pests, and they offer answers and solutions when you need them most. Protect your home, your children, and your pets from the dangers of poisonous bugs and insects. Let Bob Reed Pest Control and their fully licensed professionals start working for you and your family today. Call 623-5344, serving all of southeastern New Mexico. Find them fast in names and numbers.
Oh! Shooters, get ready. The H.F. Sinclair Charity Freedom Clay Shoot is set for Saturday, July 16th at the Eddy County Shooting Range. Deadline to register is July 11th. 1 in 4 shooters win, with one winner drawn from each team. There's a big silent auction and fantastic prizes. A shotgun, rifles, pistols, coolers, smokers, and more. All shooters receive a gift and lunch, Friday night lights, and 5 stand shoot. Plus a cookout is optional. Register online at artesiachamber.com. All proceeds benefit local Boy Scouts and community impact programs.
Oasis Computers has been Roswell's trusted source for home and small business computers for over 30 years, and they continue to be your best resource for computer repairs, operating system upgrades, web root managed, antivirus, special orders, and more. Oasis Computers is now open from 8 to 1, Monday through Friday, to better serve you. Service calls by appointments and after-hour appointments are available too. Stop by Oasis Computers at 1703 North Garden or call or text 575-625-9141 for even faster service.
You want to feel important. You want to be a part of something bigger, something that matters and can help change things. You want to feel like you belong. We know. We felt that way too, and that's why we did something about it. We aren't just Army National Guard soldiers. We are normal people just like you. But our part-time service in the Army National Guard means we get to be more. When our communities are in need, we get the chance to stand up and do something about it. We get to serve in our own region and help the people we call neighbors. Whether they are in the mountains of New Mexico, the plains of Nebraska and Kansas, the ranches of Oklahoma and Texas, the farmlands of Missouri and Arkansas, or the bayous of Louisiana, we are here for our hometowns. And together, we can make a difference. Take on your legacy. Visit NationalGuard.com to find out more.
Sponsored by the New Mexico Army National Guard. Aired by the New Mexico Broadcasters Association and this station.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. 1 in 3 snake bite victims is drunk. 1 in 5 is tattooed. Hold my beer and check this out. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 21 minutes after 7 o'clock, and joining us in studio this morning from the Walker Aviation Museum, Robert Sherman back with us. Morning, Robert. How you doing today?
I'm okay. How you doing?
Doing good. How was UFO Festival and 4th of July weekend for everybody?
It was
for you
good.
guys?
I was the only one holding down the fort because Bob Donnell is in California with his kids, and Ted Smith, my other partner out there, has been sick for about 3 weeks. So.
Oh, no.
And Bob Donnell had COVID. Got over that, and his wife. But so anyway, we it kind of affected some of the things we were doing. We had some Roswell Job Corps people coming out, but we had to cancel that because of them being sick and nobody there to do anything. And we had a group of New Mexico Youth Challenge come out. I had 8 of them. We were supposed to have 16, but 2 groups. But one of the groups, again, they had a COVID issue come up, so they had to cancel that. So anyway, we're expecting hopefully to get some of those Job Corps people out there toward the end of this month and in August.
Good deal. And they get to see all of the cool stuff that...
we're going to put them through about 2.5 hours of a combination of seeing 15 different potential careers, STEM careers, and then the other half of the time they're there to be flying the flight simulators. So.
Good deal. Who knows? Maybe 1 or 2 of those Job Corps students will turn out to be pilots someday, or aircraft
help relieve
mechanics.
the 13,000 shortage that they got.
Yeah, about to say, way we're looking at for pilots right now, we could probably use some of these folks to step up, get into that training. So.
That's right. So.
I'm pretty sure if you have a pilot's license right now, you could pick the airline of your choice to work at right now. So
yeah, we're still kind of struggling. we've got a couple people. Ted's joined us, and some other. Allie Bishop has joined our group, and she's now a treasurer. Our former treasurer, she's going to be a full-time teacher over at Gateway.
Okay.
So she let that up. But anyway, we've trying to gain some more folks so we have a more flexibility when it comes to scheduling people, because we need about 3 people out there when we're doing a tour.
Okay.
But I think we're going to get Youth Challenge has already said they could probably get several of their instructors over, and we can get them up to speed on the flight simulator, and they can be an instructor.
Oh, good deal.
It'd be kind of fun for them, hopefully.
Yeah, absolutely. Who knows? Could be bite the bug for some of these students and everything else, and get them involved and find their passion here. So that's really good. How was the museum over the weekend here? I imagine you had a few out-of-town guests come walk through the doors of the museum.
About 135 total over the Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Part of that included a tour of anywhere from 15 to 25 people came in that took that little tour. They go to the Roswell Daily Record, and then they went over to the theater and had a little play about 1947 incident. And then they came by to see us briefly.
Nice.
So anyway, we were open from 8 until 4. Normally we're open just 2 hours prior to the midday departure, which is right now about 10:02.
Okay.
So I'm going straight from here out there myself and be out there till a little after 10.
Okay.
So, but it's, as a retired person, and doing that, it's always a positive thing because you meet people from all over the country, and inevitably you meet 1 or 2 people that are really fun to talk to and interesting.
Sure.
Every time you go out. So it kind of like, that made it worth it coming out here. Just,
you just get to meet a lot of people. And so I imagine you had probably a lot more 1947 questions this weekend.
Well, we did a little bit.
Yeah, a lot of people's the roll of the bass during that time.
Too focused on 47 ourselves, but anyway, we kind of made that happen. But we got several interesting questions when we got out there, like where are all the underground hangars and where the CIA hang out. Bunch of other questions. I'm just kind of like, seriously, what are you talking about?
I'm like, they got a break room. It's underground. That's why they're called underground.
Or I could have said I could tell you, but I'd have to kill you.
That's right. Well, they're underground, of course. That's why they're called underground hangars.
But it hit me with a lot of questions that they've been briefed on during various speakers and stuff, and I didn't have a clue what they're talking about.
Yeah, they probably got a few of those. Where, did you know there's a secret? What? Okay. Keep looking, bud.
So underground hangars, that'd be a pretty big hole in the ground.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. But anyway,
not to mention keeping it secret that time. But anyway,
who knows? They may have been right. I wouldn't know what's going on.
But it could be.
Yeah.
Could be like, they're over here. Let me push a button. Hold on.
Yeah. So anyway, just to let everybody know. First of all, WAFBmuseum.org. You can go to there, and when you go to that site, you can see our newsletter. And if you're on the computer looking now, I'm holding it up. But we just have our newsletter, and you can read, all the several pages of that.
Good.
That came out in May. And let's see. So, go on there. You can get a contact point, and we have an email that you can send us and some other things there.
If you're interested in becoming a member of the Walker Air Force Base Museum, serving on the board, if you'd like to volunteer to work as a docent, or if you have a youth group or a group that would like to come and set up a time to come tour the museum, the Walker Air Force Base website is a great resource for that, WAFBmuseum.org.
And on the third page of the newsletter, which you'll get to read, has our telephone number out there. It has a Facebook page. It has an email address, and it has our website.
Yeah, very good.
So you can...
And, of course, if you want to donate money direct to the museum, there is a link on the website to do that as well, too.
Right.
And for folks that aren't aware, the Walker Air Force Base Museum is a museum that, Goal 1, tells people about the history of Roswell Army Airfield and Walker Air Force Base, that end of town called home during World War II and Cold War era. Mm-hmm. And then it also covers the Roswell in this area's role during the Cold War era with the Minutemen missiles and all that kind of stuff, the Atlas and all that.
Yeah, and as I mentioned to people that come in, about 70%, I guess, of our or more of our mission is the history.
Mm-hmm.
We have a couple touch screens that you can get a 2-minute history of the Atlas missile, 2-minute history of Walker, the Roswell Army Airfield, and then we have YouTube computers running all the time where you're seeing a movie or whatever. And like I'm going to talk to you about, I suggest everybody, all the audience out there tonight, I know you're driving and you can't write this stuff down, but I'll give you some hints on something to watch. It's really interesting YouTube video that we found. And so right now, our current board members and active volunteers are myself, Allie Bishop's our treasurer, Katie Yates, Sandy Correa, Secretary Bob Donnell, Juliana Halverson, Judy Armstrong, Jerry Cloffer, Friar Jurek, Norwalki, and Stephen Miller, and Ted Smith.
Okay.
So anyway, appreciate these folks being part of our group and keeping things rolling. So we have 3 volunteers right now that go out to the museum about 2.5 hours a day prior to the midday airline departure. Right now, it's departing around 10:02, so we go out about 8 o'clock until about 10:15, 10:30.
Okay.
And that's myself, Bob Donnell, and Ted Smith. So.
Very good. Good deal to go out there and then, of course, meet folks coming in or going out of town, and hopefully they spend a few minutes touring the museum and reading about some of the information that went on here in this part of history.
About 70% like of what we do is history. The other 30% is dealing with the flight simulators.
Gotcha. Yeah, that's the other thing too. Is so if you've got young folks and families that want to learn more, that's the other side of the museum is that STEM, science, technology, engineering, math, teaching that, showing careers that use all that STEM-related technology that are kind of in career fields that you would have found at Walker Air Force Base Museum.
Matter of fact, I'll go over those here in just a second. That's a good point.
Yeah, that's that in of itself, and because the with the mission of the Walker Air Force Base Museum, preserving that history and keeping tabs on what happened here during that the World War II and the Cold War era, but also creating that next generation of pilots and engineers and scientists and mechanics and airline industry experts and military experts and things like that. This is we're hoping to set the table for that, and that's what they do with all this. So really, when the museum's not showing the history of the base, they're using that time to inspire kids to perhaps pursue careers in engineering and pilots and aircraft industry and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. And we couldn't be doing this if it wasn't for Excel Energy Foundation, which gave us a nice grant that got the 2 flight simulators.
Good deal.
So we appreciate that. I'm actually right now writing an after-action report, that you get a grant, and about a year or so later they ask you, well, how'd it go and what,
how the money, what'd you do with the money, that kind of thing.
Yeah. How's the new car that you bought?
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding.
Well, them ribs were tasty.
Yeah. Right. No, they've done a great job for helping us out, and we really appreciate it. We need, for example, we've coordinated so far with, Roswell Independent School District, Ruben Bolaños, who's a STEM coordinator for schools, Sidney Gutierrez, Charter School, Gateway School, All Saints Catholic, the Assurance Home, Civil Air Patrol, Girl Scouts, Boy Scouts, New Mexico Youth Challenge, Job Corps, local churches, and Eastern New Mexico University STEM department. And we've also been touching base with people come in here from Dexter and Hagerman and, Artesia, say, come on, if you can, just call us, get set up a time. We'd love to have you come up and go through. Only problem with us, we've got 2 simulators and we've got a fairly small area, is that we can handle and effectively work this with about only 8 people per visit.
Okay.
So we get 8 people for 2.5 hours. And they come in, and what we do is give them like a 10-minute or 12, 15-minute thing on the history of Walker and Roswell Army Airfield. and then we break them into 2 groups of 4, and they end up getting to be a pilot or co-pilot on the simulator for an hour.
Okay.
So they get about half an hour each, and then the other 4 get 15 different. We'll get some different videos that kind of opens up their eyes to some stuff they may not have thought about as they're approaching high school or as they're high school getting ready to go to college. So some of those things like are how to choose a major, and this is talking about a Venn diagram. It's a thing where you pick what you're good at and what people pay you for and what you're passionate about.
Gotcha.
And the center where they all overlap is kind of what you should do as a career, because that way, like they say, you can work all your life but never work a minute of your life because that's your passion.
Sure.
You know what I mean? That type of stuff.
If you're able to find what
yeah, if you can
love,
find that.
and then you figure out some way for people to pay you to do it.
And then we show them a video like the following: Science, Technology, and Math Overview, Careers in Aviation, Eastern Mexico University Roswell Aviation Maintenance Technician Program, A Day in the Life of a Wind Turbine Engineer, Crumlin Auto Group, and Eastern New Mexico University Auto Mechanic Program, stuff like that. It just goes on. And then we end up with some Air Force, real short, kind of like recruiting videos that are really interesting. One is a technical training overview, Air Force aerospace ground equipment, aerospace air traffic control, Air Force electronic principles, U.S. Air Force geospatial intelligence. And the last one we show them is A Day in the Life at CIA.
Ooh.
And they talk about 6 different hiring areas that the CIA has, and a lot of them are in the science technology area.
Sure.
So it's kind of like...
I guess, and imagine all of it's not secret.
Yeah, we got that
squirrel,
idea because some of the science magazines, like Science News, had big full-page ads, color ads on the back, CIA advertising, hey, you interested in science, come see us, you know. So anyways, it's just kind of fun.
Yeah.
Kids get a chance to do that stuff.
Absolutely. Yeah. Hopefully it inspires these next generations of kids to pursue these careers and to go, whether it's the CIA or they're working on a flight line, repairing aircraft and things like that. That's, all of them are great careers and great paths for futures for these kids. So I hopefully these kids come out there and 1 or 2 of them get the bug and get bit and get interested in that kind of stuff. And I'm very, very curious to see if they get another resurge in the military with the new Top Gun movie. Like they did the first time in the 80s when that Top Gun movie came out. I'm sure the Navy and Air Force too probably got a little boost in recruitment and things like that. I know it's a Navy movie and those are Navy folks, but some people see planes and they...
I like Navy guys. We really worked really close when I was in the Air Force on our job with the Navy, because the Navy actually, to be honest with you, had a better program. We were dealing with aerospace physiology, human factors, effects with flyers and stuff, but the Navy had a really good aggressive program. So to be honest with you, we were, in partners with them and copying a lot of stuff that they had done that had been very successful.
Well, and that makes sense. I mean, they chew a lot of the same dirt there with the aviators for the Air Force and the Navy.
Right.
Things like only difference is the missions of what they do with their planes and things like that.
And they asked some people, like some guys that were really in the Top Gun, real Navy guys doing that, and they were being nice, kind of like my daughter called and she was so excited. Oh, you got to go, Dad! You got to go see this next one. And first of all, I'm not, totally married to Tom Cruise. But anyway, he's okay. But some of the stuff in the flights, are interesting and great for movies person, but they don't.
Oh yeah,
in real world, when you're doing air-to-air combat, for example, when they're planes, you're playing off on your wing and you're going after somebody. You're about a quarter of a mile apart.
Yeah.
You're not sitting there like you're flying in the Thunderbirds, touching wings or something.
Yeah, dogfighting in modern aircraft is way different than World War II era dogfighting. It's not the same animal here. But it doesn't make as exciting of a movie.
No, that's right.
To dogfight,
and that's what the guy said. That's what the Navy guy said. He said, well, for the excitement of the movie and people to watch it, you have to get by that, but it's not totally like it really happens.
Absolutely. Yeah. And to be honest, I was talking about this at the beginning. I was like, the mission that they're doing with in the first place, there's about 10 other military operations they would have done it a different way with less loss of life, less danger, less lot of less variables in there, and that would have been a 5-minute thing, and they would have made a 3-hour movie about it.
That's true.
But it was entertaining and it was fun and all that. Loved the movie. But yes, realism and combat accuracy. Yeah, you might want to curtail that a little bit.
Speaking of movies, good lead in, Mike.
Yes.
Okay. An interesting video on YouTube I would recommend is the title is the Enola Gay B-29 Superfortress.
Okay.
With the bomber that dropped the atomic bomb. It's narrated by Gary Sinise.
Okay.
And it's an hour and 28 minutes long on YouTube. And it addresses the difficult development of the B-29. It goes into the biography of background of Paul Tibbets growing up as a little kid and then flying in the back of a guy that was flying out and storming, with these double-wing airplanes, throwing Baby Ruth out the airplane. And his dad let him do that. And his dad ran a candy store.
Nice.
But they would go by and they'd throw out these, it was a new candy bar, just hit the road, was Baby Ruth. So anyway, that's how he got introduced to flying, like, oh, I like this. But anyways, his background of being, Paul Tibbets being the pilot of the Enola Gay of dropped the bomb on Hiroshima. The selection of the atomic bomb crews, the training of the missions leading to Hiroshima and Nagasaki. And a lot of the narration was by a navigator of the Enola Gay. He was like the only living at the time they did this with Gary Sinise. They had some other pictures of, the pilot from the Enola Gay. But anyway, very good. And it's one that's an hour and 28 minutes long, so you know you're on the right one.
Okay.
The Enola Gay B-29 Superfortress, the bomber that dropped the atomic bomb.
Nice.
And you find out a lot of interesting stuff. Like, I watched it and like, man, I learned a bunch of stuff that I thought I knew a lot about it, but I didn't know before.
Have you ever seen the plane? Have you ever been to D.C. and seen the plane?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a pretty plane. It's pretty. I've seen it in a couple different forms. The first time I saw it was in the Air and Space Museum in downtown D.C., but it wasn't assembled.
Oh.
What they had like the nose section and a piece of the tail, and you could see parts of it. And this was before they had the Dulles facility.
Yeah.
And once they opened the Dulles facility, they put it back together, and now it's where it sits currently is in that Dulles facility, all put together. But I remember before that, they used to have a little wing or section in the Air and Space Museum in D.C. for the Enola Gay, and they didn't have it all assembled, but they had parts of it there, and you could actually, if I remember at the time, they had the front cockpit section, and you could kind of look in and see the cockpit. You couldn't go in it, but you could kind of see it through glass what the cockpit of the Enola Gay looked like. And now it's a little different. It's the whole plane's put together, but it's pretty cool. I think if you ever get a chance to DC, please go and see that museum and see some of that and some of the other amazing aircraft that call that place home.
My history tidbit of the day is basically taken from that video. Can we run that right quick? Quick history?
Yeah.
We're running out of time here.
Yeah.
Enola Gay, Boxcar, the Great Artiste, another Silver Plate B-29s. And the Silver Plate were the name given to the B-29s that were modified to carry and deliver the atomic bomb.
Okay.
Okay.
They were given the nuke package to carry nukes. Gotcha.
And they had to have it where that big bomb would fit in the bomb bay and stuff. But the aircrew, including Paul Tibbets, who flew the Enola Gay, Hiroshima, and atomic bombing missions, were stationed at Windover Field. A lot of people had the misconception that the Boxcar and Enola Gay all came from Roswell, dropped the bomb, and then came back to Roswell. But Roswell at that time was doing pilot training and bombardier training.
Yeah, so the people inside were getting trained on how to do the mission in Roswell.
But when the war was over, that's when Roswell Army Airfield turned from a training base into a bomber base.
Gotcha.
Yeah, right. So they were actually being trained and stationed at, like I mentioned last month, Windover Field in Utah. And they were doing all kinds of maneuvers. By taking out all the guns and ammunition, they had all the machine guns taken out of it. It reduced the weight by 7,000 pounds.
Okay.
And they were trying to fly as high and fast as possible because at that time they were pretty safe because they would be able to fly the, deliver the atomic bomb at over 30,000 feet, about 31,000, something like that. So anyway, the Colonel Blanchard at the time, William Blanchard, who came back here and was kind of famous for the UFO thing because he's the first one that said, found a disc or, you know, and then he immediately went on leave after that. And somebody else followed up. But Colonel Blanchard at that time was the wing commander at Tinian.
Okay.
And he was telling, I think, LeMay that my crews are perfectly capable of dropping an atomic bomb. We don't need this Tibbetts guy and his group out of Wendover to do this. So anyway, this went on, and finally they got Blanchard and put him in the B-29 and took him on one of these practice missions where they went up and did the bomb drop.
Mm-hmm.
So they take these big pumpkin bombs that had powder in them, regular bomb, and they were actually dropping those occasionally in Japan.
Okay.
So people would see 2 or 3 planes coming over, and then one bomb would go off, and like, okay. So they got used to no, it's no big deal.
Right.
But anyway, back at Wendover and stuff, when they were practicing this, they'd go up to about 31,000 feet, drop the bomb, and then immediately make a super hard right turn to maximum turn and dive 2,000 feet down to maybe 29,000 feet to try to change direction from where the bomb path was taking. So they wanted to be at least 9 miles away when the bomb went off at 1,860 feet above the ground.
Okay.
Now, I've seen 1,890 feet above the ground, but they had a radar trigger on the bomb that caused it to go off at that altitude above the ground.
I got you.
And that gave them an
settings.
estimated 43 seconds from release until the atomic bomb went off.
Okay.
And it ended up making that about 9 miles prior to that. However, a couple of incidences occurred during training where the pumpkin bomb went off about 10 seconds after leaving the bomb bay for some reason, some malfunction. So if that would have been the atomic bomb,
they would have been done.
They've been vaporized, right?
Yeah. That's not enough time to get away.
No. Need more than maybe, a quarter of a mile.
Yeah.
So anyway, so it's just one of those things, and so that's basically what I was going to talk about.
Yeah, it's very interesting bombing and how they, the history of and learning, and of course by the time they get to dropping the nukes and things like that, but there's a lot of science to the way they drop bombs, and especially if they're trying to hit a specific target. And this is back World War II, where we didn't have smart munitions, we didn't have laser guided or satellite guided bombs to where the pilot can just pickle off the bomb and then it'll guide to its target while it continues on about its day. These are and if they're trying to be precision with it, they have to fly low. Obviously with nukes they're not, but they're kind of in essence diving down and then dropping the bomb and then diving back up and getting out of the way.
Right.
And so they had to do things, and not even the non-nuclear bombs, just regular bombs. Some they would put these big, more elaborate fin packages so the bombs fall slower.
Right.
So it gives them time because they had to get down real low, drop those bombs, but they need enough time to climb and get out of there without it blowing them up.
Yeah.
So they have to put these crazy fin packages to slow the drag, create drag, and some even had parachutes where they would parachute the bomb in, and it would slow the bomb enough time so the pilot can go get altitude and get out of there before it went boom. Imagine that with a mushroom cloud that, like you said, you got to get 9 miles away.
Yeah, it's another thing. They were talking about flying back after that bomb happened, the first bomb, when they went back to Tinian, and or maybe Iwo Jima, I forgot. Anyway, they went back, but they could see the cloud of Hiroshima until they were approximately 400 miles away from Hiroshima.
Oh, wow.
It was so high and so big, they could see where the explosion had occurred until they were approximately 400 miles away.
Wow.
And so they were talking about, the crew were like really impressed, like, whoa, this is some type of bomb we dropped here.
Yeah. Yeah, and you think about it, because let's face it, I mean, those guys knew it was something special there. Right. They probably didn't know exactly what was going on or what it could do, and then they see that, they're like, whoa, that's what we just did? Whoa, you know what I mean? Because it's a need-to-know thing. You don't, the weapons guys that load it probably had an inkling of what's in there. The pilot probably did, and maybe the bombardier, but the rest of the crew probably didn't know, and certainly the crew chief and whoever else was maintaining the aircraft didn't know. So it's pretty interesting when they find that stuff out. It's cool history for folks that love to research that stuff.
The monetary support, of our museum. I need to make sure I mention these folks: Roswell Toyota, XL Energy Foundation, Pioneer Bank, Featherstone Development, Dr. Phil Cathy and Paul Engstrom, Glenn's Furniture, Air Sale, and the 6th Bomb Wing Reunion Group has given us some money because
nice.
They've collected some money in the past, and members of the 6th Bomb Wing are getting older, and they just feel like maybe they can't have these tours like they used to, 5-10 years ago, where they'd all come in a group. And so anyway, we've had them send us some money, and we really appreciate that.
That's nice. They want to preserve the history,
yeah,
and preserve what that's. I love that kind of stuff. So, the public, please come check out this beautiful, fortunate little museum we have right in your own backyard here, celebrating the history of.
We could actually show you the real high-tech U.S. Navy aircraft range calculator that we have on display.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, this is back in World War II.
Nice.
And it's right next to my slide rule over there. But it's similar to a slide rule. You hold it in your hand, you hold it 24 inches from your eye, and you have 4 sections of this little device, and you move a little item, and it has a pointer that goes around and as you move this, there's 2 little wires in this device that you're holding up that's hollow. There's 2 little wires move out and back together. So you hold it up and point it at the aircraft, and it has a list of the different aircraft, and most people could recognize, this is a Mr. Smith one or whatever it is.
Mm.
So they would do that, and it would go wingtip to wingtip, and the 4 sections are based on different wingspans. And as you got it wingtip to wingtip, then the pointer would say exactly how many thousands of feet away it was.
Oh, wow.
So you tell the gunner next to you, he's at 3,000 feet, or he's at 2,000 feet.
That's pretty
so it's
ingenious.
kind of like prior to the, electronic radar, that type stuff.
That's like tracking by hand.
Yeah, and everybody likes that. Like, wow, that's really awesome. You just hold it out there and, first of all, you pick out what aircraft it is, and then you just move it back and forth. You got wingtip to wingtip, and it tells you how far the plane is.
That's pretty impressive.
Yeah. So anyway, that's an example of what we got out there.
Good deal. So come check it out. Come see that. And you wonder, and to be honest, I know you hear this joke, but this sounds like one of those instruments where it really does make sense when you peel back the layers. Is you always hear the joke the Army paid $400 for a hammer or whatever it is, when you could have bought it for $10. And yeah, that's the joke. But then you realize once you peel back a layer or two, well, this hammer is used for a specific thing during a very certain deal, and a normal hammer wouldn't be able to get it done. And like I've heard, there was an example on West Wing one time where they were making fun of an ashtray that was some Navy general. He's like, yeah, this is what they use in the thing, and they were like, that's a $1,000 ashtray, and you're like, what do you mean? And then he starts smacking it on the ground, and it wouldn't break. He goes, because if this shit got blown off, and then that's why it's a $1,000 ashtray, and it's kind of. So it's about perspective, and when you were talking about that calculator, it reminded me of that a little bit. It's like, yeah, a calculator, but when you see what it's designed to do and what it's for and what environment it's supposed to work in,
right.
Now that makes a little bit more sense on why it's that way. I'm not saying justify $400 hammers, but sometimes there is a reason for things that we don't realize, and then when you realize it, you're like, okay, now that makes a little more sense.
One of the things I've observed is we've got 3 rifles from World War II on display in a lighted case, and I'd say 60% of the men that come in there go straight to that gun case. And it's the rifles used by the Russians, one by the Germans, and one by the Japanese. And they find it very interesting, very nice. But it's kind of a joke because it's kind of like the guys go straight to the rifles first, even though it doesn't really have much to do with Walker Air Force Base. But
hey,
there we go.
We love things that blow up and things that make things go blow up. That's just what we
go
are.
Boom. Yeah.
But folks, like you said, that the museum's open during flight schedules right now. You can check AA.com and work around that. Don't forget, if you have a youth group or something like set up time to come be a part of the museum or set up a tour, just reach out. You could go to the Walker Aviation Museum Facebook page and shoot a message there, or go to wafbmuseum.org. And you'll find contact information there. And, of course, if you want to serve as a docent or whatever, just reach out there as well.
You can also text me on my phone, Don't call me because I probably won't answer if I don't recognize it.
But shoot a text.
It's a local area code 575 and then 420. And I know you're driving, you can't write this down, but 420 and then 3 and then 789.
Very good. 3789.
Yeah, 3789 and the previous 420.
Good deal.
And just text me and say, hey, we got a group of 13 to 19-year-olds that would like to come out in a group of 8 and for 2.5 hours and get the stuff.
Absolutely. Well, thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
Happy 4th weekend.
Same to you.
And we'll see you here next month, okay?
All right.
Thank you, sir. Don't work too hard.
By the way, we appreciate your service as a weapons guy with the stealth fighters.
That's right. I was
stealth fighter with fighter bombers, right?
Yeah. Well, they that's their F moniker, but there's no fighter about them. That was part of the Soviet Union Cold War thing. Technically, they're B-117s, but they're labeled F-117.
F-117. Yeah.
But thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
Okay.
And you as well. 7:54. Quick commercial break and some news before more news. Don't go away.
Now for a Pecos Valley news update. I'm Jared Cirillo. Eddy County Sheriff's deputies are investigating another death at an oil field site just before 8 a.m. Monday. Deputies responded to the report of a man unresponsive and not breathing. The exact site of the oil field was not disclosed. However, authorities said 36-year-old Jose Martino Moreno Nunez Jr. was pronounced dead at the scene. The department said foul play is not suspected, and there was no threat to the public. However, anyone with information on Jose Martino Moreno Nunez Jr. is urged to call 575-887-7551. Just 2 weeks ago, 2 men were found dead at an oil field near Highway 82 and Turkey Tract Road. No other details about that case are known. After much delay, about 500 acres of Permian Basin land in southeast New Mexico was sold to the oil and gas industry late last week. It was the first lease land sale held under the Biden administration since Biden became president in January of last year. You're up to date. I'm Jared Cirillo.
How safe are you in an Uber car? And I'm not talking about traffic accidents. I'm Kim Commando, brought to you by T-Mobile. Their advanced network now goes farther than ever before. Visit T-Mobile.com/55 today. Even though we're halfway through 2022, Uber has just released safety information for 2020. And when you hear this, you'll wonder why Congress isn't demanding the same information from Uber for 2021. In 2020, as ridership plummeted during the pandemic, Uber recorded 141 rapes and 848 other sexual assaults, including what Uber described as non-consensual kissing of a non-sexual body part. And this is actually a decline from 2019. When there were 247 rapes. Lyft, by the way, hasn't released any reports. So I'll turn the question back to you. How safe are you in an Uber car? I post breaking tech news 24/7 at my website. That's commando.com with a K, of course. Summer is starting and prices are rising on just about everything. But when it comes to the cost of your prescriptions, checking GoodRx can help. With GoodRx, you can save a few bucks and maybe put it toward a road trip or a staycation. Something fun to celebrate the season. GoodRx helps you compare prescription prices at local pharmacies and can save you up to 80%. Comparing prices is important because what a lot of people don't realize is that prescription prices can vary from one pharmacy to the next, sometimes by as much as $100. But with GoodRx, you'll have the information you need to help you find the lowest price. GoodRx has saved consumers $40 billion to date and can help you save money too. For simple, smart savings on your prescriptions, check GoodRx. Go to goodrx.com/Kim. That's goodrx.com/Kim.
GoodRx is not insurance, but can be used instead of insurance, Medicare and Medicaid. In 2021, GoodRx users saved 81% on retail prescription prices.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Some of that moist air from central New Mexico is moving into our area today, so we could get a few showers or thunderstorms this afternoon. Otherwise, we'll get sunshine and we'll end up in the upper 90s for the high today. Showers and thunderstorms this evening and cloudy overnight down to about 70, and then tomorrow looks about the same. Partly sunny, mid-90s, afternoon thunderstorms. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton, and that's your latest forecast.
Well, the biting bugs and the ferocious flyers are out in force, and if you don't take care of them now, you'll be swatting and scratching all summer. Makes me itchy just thinking about it. Hi, this is Jim Gill from Roswell Seed Company. Whether it's keeping the fleas and ticks off your animals or keeping the flies and mosquitoes away from your barbecue, you gotta use the right stuff, and you gotta do it at the right time. So come see us now at Roswell Seed Company, and don't let the bugs tick you off. Get it? Tick.
Sometimes when you hit the road hits back. That's why MTA Mechanics and Tire carries major brands like Bridgestone, Cooper, and Michelin. Not only do you get top brand tires, but you also get a nationwide warranty. So wherever you are, MTA Mechanics and Tire has you covered. Stop by or let MTA come to you with their MTA Mobile Tire Shop, covering Roswell, Carlsbad, and Artesia. They can come to your home, office, or even the airport, and alignment is included on all sets of 4 tires. MTA Mechanics and Tires, getting you back on the road. When you can't be home, make your space feel more like home with Candlewood Suites, Roswell, New Mexico, featuring extended stay rooms, complete with kitchenettes in a quiet area, plus plenty of great amenities, including free hot coffee 24/7, and the Candlewood Cupboard 24-hour convenience store, plus the Candlewood Gym and free laundry facilities. Cool off in the outdoor pool, complete with hot tub, and enjoy the outdoor gazebo and grills. And the Candlewood Lending Locker for stuff you couldn't pack, like crock pots, board games, and more. Call 575-623-4300 to find out more. Candlewood Suites, where everyone here is sweet on you. Your home away from home.
On air and online, this is Roswell's home for talk radio. KEND Roswell.
News this hour from townhall.com. I'm Rich Thomason. Apparently, there had been some warning signs. Investigators say the 22-year-old man arrested in connection with the deadly shooting rampage at a 4th of July parade in Highland Park, Illinois, had uploaded videos and other materials to social media that glorified violence.
Police Chief Lou Jogman told WFLD about the person of interest.
His name is Robert Bobby E. Crimo, Crimo III.
Later Monday evening, police arrested Crimo. Kate Rappel tells WISN she watched his arrest from her car.
He said nothing. He had a very smug look. He seemed to be very calm, cool, and collective, and which is just bizarre.
I'm Tim McGuire.
Chaos at a fireworks show and concert in Philadelphia last night when shots were heard. 2 police officers wounded. They have since been released from the hospital. So far, no arrests. A state of emergency and a curfew last night, Akron, Ohio, amid protests over the police shooting of Jayland Walker. He was fatally shot during a foot chase as he fled police. Body cam footage shows 8 officers firing at the unarmed black man who was hit more than 60 times. Police say a firearm was recovered from Walker's vehicle. Travelers getting home from the holiday weekend faced flight delays yesterday, but the airlines are canceling fewer flights than in the days leading up to the long weekend. Since holiday travel picked up on Thursday, more than 2,200 U.S. flights were canceled. Another 25,000 flights had been delayed. Sell-off underway this morning on Wall Street, with the Dow Jones Industrial Average down 609 points for a loss of just under 2%. The S&P trading 73 points lower. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Charlie Dombeck here from Key City Capital. As a practicing CPA for nearly 30 years, I have found that 80% of your ability to grow your wealth is dependent upon 2 factors: taxes and investment performance. At Key City Capital, we improve investment performance by diversifying capital into off-market investment opportunities in passive rental real estate and alternatives like asset-backed lending. We recover dollars that clients unnecessarily pay in the form of income taxes, creating a lifetime annuity of savings. We are a sponsor of passive, affordable single and multifamily residential rental investments, which are located in Sunbelt landlord-friendly states. These investments are the top choices in a rising interest rate and inflationary environment. They represent a store of value, protecting your capital from market volatility. Learn how we at Key City Capital can help you ultimately grow your wealth rapidly. Connect with me at keycitycapital.com or give me a call at 817-912-1569.
The 30 NATO allies have signed off on the necessary protocols for Sweden and Finland to join the alliance, sending the membership bids of the 2 nations to the alliance capitals for legislative approvals. The move further increases Russia's strategic isolation in the wake of its invasion of neighboring Ukraine in February and the military struggles there since. NATO Secretary General Jens Stoltenberg calls it a truly historic moment for Finland, for Sweden, and for NATO. The 30 ambassadors and permanent representatives formally approved the decisions of last week's NATO summit. Hundreds of homes have been swamped in and around Australia's largest city, and a flood emergency is causing trouble for 50,000 people. Emergency response teams made 100 rescues overnight of people trapped in cars on flooded roads or in swamped homes in the Sydney area. News and analysis at townhall.com. In sports, the latest from the courts of Wimbledon.
After being fined $4,000 for cursing aloud in his previous match, Nick Kyrgios toned things down a bit in a 5-set victory over unseeded American Brandon Nakashima. The 27-year-old Australian next plays Christian Garin, 26-year-old from Chile. The other quarterfinal on their half of the draw will be 22-time Grand Slam champion Rafael Nadal against 11th-seeded Taylor Fritz. The women's quarterfinals set Monday are 2019 Wimbledon champion Simona Halep versus Amanda Anisimova and Elena Rybakina versus Ayla Tomiljanovic. I'm Ben Thomas.
Standing trial in Russia, charged with possession of cannabis oil, Brittany Griner has written President Biden, saying she fears that she may never return home and asking the president not to forget her and the other American detainees in Russia. More on these stories at townhall.com.
What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man on this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The devil listen, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 6 minutes after 8 o'clock. Welcome to hour number 2.
Deuces.
Of Mornings with Mike Winters, right here on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM. Happy Tuesday, everybody.
I'm Clyde Lewis, and you're listening to the station that brings Roswell the truth.
Oh, he was in Saturday. We were cutting some liners.
Observing his notes.
Yeah.
I like how it's 106.5. O spelled O-H.
I wrote that.
That's well done. It's phonetic. I like it.
Well, I write that way when I write scripts for other people to read things.
Right.
That's how you do it for radio.
It always makes me laugh when I see like a website on like copy points and they write dot in bold and big letters. It's like, I know how to say dot.
It's just
I mean, I do the same thing when I'm writing script.
Yeah.
I'll put dot in big bold letters, but it always seems silly to me.
Well, and to be honest, the reason for that is so when you write a 30-second script, it gets it more true to a 30.
Sure.
Instead of putting in just a dot.
It doesn't, when you write a script, it doesn't read that as a second of time versus dot.
D-O-T, yeah.
It's right up there with people who still say the www when giving a website. It's like, you don't have to do that.
But in radio scripts, to this day, I still write that way. And I write because I usually give it, it's also direction.
Mm-hmm.
I want them to say it that way. Like when I say, I don't want them to say 106.
Yeah.
I want them to say 106.5.
Mm-hmm.
So I write it that way so they don't accidentally say 106.5 or 106.5 or something like that. I want them to say 106.5. So I write it exactly that way because that's how I want them to say it.
See, we deal with idiots in this industry. We know that we're writing for people with essentially like a 4th grade comprehension of language.
Yeah.
So we do what we can.
That's a little inside baseball, but that's why it's written that way.
Yeah.
But yeah, we had Saturday. Among other, but during UFO Festival, we had a few minutes. We brought Clyde in here and cut some liners, which I will use at a later date to sprinkle into things and all of that. Got a couple. Got a humorous one. That was because he was doing the parade.
Oh, that's right. He was in the parade, right?
Yeah, he was in the parade Saturday, the UFO Festival parade, and he had a line that was pretty funny. And I said, "Let's record that. I'm gonna." He called it. It was and this is a UFO Festival joke. You have to be there to understand it. He called it a gray pride parade.
I like it.
And he kept calling it that. And because in the UFO world, and this is deep in baseball, but I've interviewed enough of these folks to understand.
If you're in Roswell, you should know that they're not called aliens. Traditionally they're called the Greys.
Well, there's like the Greys, like the UFOologists and purists. They're thinking are aliens and saying they're gray.
Yeah.
So they call them the Greys. The little green men, that's Marvin the Martian. That's comical. That's cartoon.
Marvin was black.
Well, but you know what
I'm
I
just
mean.
saying, if you're gonna come with Marvin the Martian factoids to me, you best come correct, sir.
But that's what most people think, little green men. And so in the real end, they call them the Greys.
Yeah.
So that's why that gray pride joke is kind of funny to me.
You also called the UFO. I almost called it that. Yeah, he called it the UFO museum, the Alien Museum.
Yeah,
and somebody didn't like that.
Well, and that's the actual name of the museum is the International UFO Museum and Research Center. That's a mouthful for a lot of people to say. So most people just call it UFO Museum, Alien Museum, any of the above. We all know what they're talking about. And for the people that get mad, unless you work there and want it that way, rest is semantics.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. That's this moment when.
Actually.
Where's my glasses? I gotta push them. That's those people.
Yeah, I remember talking to his producer Ron and saying how he was like, "Oh, we're here at the Alien Museum," and then he's like, "Oh, I got to write it down for him and stuff."
Oh, so Ron was getting mad. Yeah. Well, Ron's a producer. That's his job.
Yeah.
His job is to get mad at Clyde Lewis.
Yeah.
That's what
he's like the only one who's allowed to.
He's supposed to say, "Clyde, I told you to say it this way. Quit doing it the way you want to." That's what producers do.
No, apparently he gets a lot of names wrong, and it's like you got to write it down for him.
Well, we're talent. Talent does that.
I'll tell you what I learned over this weekend. I want to be Clyde Lewis when I grow up.
Oh, do you?
I mean, think about it. You get everything just basically laid out for you. You just got to come out and talk.
I imagine
I got in this industry to do that.
Yeah, I know. It is cool when you see that in nationals now. I don't know how much of that's like true at home station.
Sure.
Like when he's in a home, they're like, "Do it yourself, dummy,"
Yeah.
But when they're on the road, there's your talent, and people tend to step and fetch and want to do things for you and all that. So, we'll talk more about it next hour because I got time. And
it'd be like that Caesar robot from Futurama, where he's always being carried around.
Oh yeah, Hedonism bot.
Yeah, that's it.
Again, don't come in with Futurama facts if you're not going to come correct, sir. I'm a nerd, okay? No, seriously. Since you mentioned Marvin the Martian, in my head, over and over again, I keep hearing, "Where's the kaboom? There's supposed to be an earth-shattering kaboom."
Boba Fett's uniform isn't that shiny.
It's kind of torture being a nerd sometimes.
Yeah. Well, this is a whole weekend of that. So. But,
actually, Boba Fett is not Mandalorian. No.
Actually, I need to push my glasses up then.
That's going to be my official new symbol for geekdom. Just start pointing my fingers.
Well, the phrase to reference that is, actually.
Okay. This hour, we're going to replay an interview. We had Crystal Noble join us Thursday from at the actual UFO Museum from the Roswell Humane Society. Give us an update on pets. We do talk a little bit about 4th of July and that kind of stuff, but we do want to spotlight, which we do in the interview, some of the pets that are available for adoption right now over at the Humane Society. So we're going to play that interview for you here in just a few. And then later on, we'll get you up to date with news of the local variety, along with your town hall, business update, and whatever else we can come up. And then next hour, we'll chit-chat more about our weekend and all that good stuff, since we don't have a guest scheduled there. Before we do any of that, though, let's go ahead and take a look at your weather forecast. Rain is in the forecast. It is monsoon season. We'll see if we actually get it, though. Although it's like 40% today, so I feel like we're going to get some. Today's a good day to get it. We'll see.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Some of that moist air from central New Mexico is moving into our area today, so we could get a few showers or thunderstorms this afternoon. Otherwise, we'll get sunshine and we'll end up in the upper 90s for the high today. Showers and thunderstorms this evening and cloudy overnight down to about 70, and then tomorrow looks about the same. Partly sunny, mid-90s, afternoon thunderstorms. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton, and that's your latest forecast.
Thank you, Steve. Currently 79 degrees here in Roswell. Humidity is at 54%. Winds currently out of the south at 12 miles per hour. We are looking at a 40% chance at showers and thunderstorms this afternoon. They're saying mainly after 1 o'clock today. Also, they say some of these storms could produce some heavy rainfall. Partly cloudy with a high of 96 today, and winds will be out of the south 5 to 10 miles per hour. 40% chance of rain for tonight as well, mainly before 7 p.m. Once again, some of these storms could produce some heavy rainfall, mostly cloudy with an overnight low of 72 degrees. South winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. Wednesday, we're looking at a 20% chance at afternoon showers and thunderstorms. Once again, some of these storms could produce some heavy rain, mostly sunny, high of 97 tomorrow with winds out of the south 5 to 10 miles per hour. 20% chance of rain for tomorrow night as well, mainly before 7. Once again, some of these storms could produce heavy rainfall, mostly cloudy with an overnight low of 71, winds out of the south 5 to 15 miles per hour. Thursday, we're looking at a 20% chance at afternoon showers and thunderstorms, mostly sunny, high of 99 with south winds 5 to 10. 20% chance of rain for Thursday night, partly cloudy, overnight low of 72. Friday, a 20% chance of showers, mostly sunny and 98. Friday night, 20% chance of showers, partly cloudy, 72. Sensing a pattern here. Saturday, guess what? 20% chance of showers and thunderstorms, mostly sunny, 98. Saturday night, 20% chance of showers and thunderstorms, partly cloudy, and 73. Then Sunday and Monday, no talk of rain, but hot. Highs right around the century mark for both of those days under sunny skies. All right, it is 16 minutes after 8 o'clock. And real quick here before we get, I got to go dig it. I should have did this earlier, but I didn't. But do want to, yesterday, of course, NMUR Pool had their big 4th of July bash out there. And lots of fun to be had. And they were doing the food, all that good stuff. Well, just because 4th's over, the pool's still open. The ENMUR pool is open for summer 2022, and it's open 7 days a week from 10 to 11 every morning for lap swimming, and then from 11 to 5 for open swim. And it's just $5 for the whole day. Once you pay, you can stay all day long. They've got full concession stand with lots of covered seating and more. Summer passes are available too. And if you are a student at ENMUR, you get in for half off. Also, you can book your next pool party or get-together and run the pool after open swim, 6 to 10. They book reservations where you can reserve the pool during that time. For more information and to reserve the pool, call 575-624-7305. Again, that's 575-624-7305. And get out there and cool off out at the ENMUR pool. All right, it is 8:17. We're going to take about a 2.5-minute commercial break, and then we'll play our interview we had with Crystal Noble from Thursday from the Humane Society. That's up next. Don't go away. You're listening to Mornings with Mike Winters.
It's the first day of the first grade, and she found a new best friend. It's a laid-back Sunday afternoon you wish would never end.
The homemade taste of Bluebell and good friends gathered round. The good old days are being made right now.
Some things sound so good you can almost taste it. Like Bluebell Strawberry Lemonade Ice Cream. Delicious strawberry ice cream swirled with lemonade sherbet and sprinkled with lemon-flavored flakes. It's better than you can imagine.
The good old days are being made right now.
The good old days are being made right now.
Look for Bluebell Ice Cream at Smokey's Country Market in Capitan and All Farmers Country Market.
The E&MU Roswell Pool is open for summer 2022, and it's open 7 days a week from 10 to 11 every day for lap swimming and from 11 to 5 for open swim. Just $5 for the whole day. Once you pay, you can stay all day. With full concession stand, lots of covered seating, and more. Swim passes are available, and E&MUR students get it half off. Book the pool for your next party or get-together and run the pool from 6 to 10 p.m. For information and reservations, call 575-624-7305. That's 575-624-7305.
Serving part-time in the Army National Guard has led to a lot of firsts for me. The education assistance I received made it possible for me to be the first person in my family to go to school and graduate debt-free. That education helped get me to the first day at my dream job, a job that I can still hold while I serve part-time. That job, plus the other benefits possible from the Army National Guard, helped me become a first-time homeowner. Also, part of my role as a National Guard soldier means I know that I can be one of the first to respond and help my community if disaster ever strikes. I'm extremely proud that I get to serve my community, and that first step I took by joining the Army National Guard has made all the difference in my life. Talk to your local recruiter or visit NationalGuard.com to find out what firsts are available to you in the Army National Guard.
Sponsored by the New Mexico Army National Guard, aired by the New Mexico Broadcasters Association and this station.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. The first toilet being flushed in a motion picture was in the movie Psycho. Mike thought it was Gone with the Wind. Here's Mike Winters.
Joining us here in our lobby studio here now is Crystal Noble with the Roswell Humane Society. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you today?
I'm great. I got a donut.
You did? There's more where that came from.
Oh, yeah. Okay, you know what? It's fine. I already have my crack in a cup, as John calls it. So
you got crack on a plate and crack in a cup there.
Yep.
So very good. Well, good morning. How's life at the Humane Society today?
it is good. It is busy. It is hot.
Good. Well, the hot part not so much, but the
No.
good and busy part's good.
It is good. It's busy. Speaking of the 4th of July, yes, that being this weekend, we have decided that we're going to go ahead and close the kennels from Saturday and then just reopen on Tuesday.
Okay.
So that way we're able to keep the stress level down from the animals during the firework time.
Makes sense.
And then a lot of it also is, travelers for the UFO festival, they come in full character with masks and stuff like that, and that tends to scare the dogs quite a bit, and we don't want the dogs to accidentally bite somebody.
Gotcha.
So if you do come to visit, please make sure that all UFO attire, alien attire is removed, because we don't want you to terrify the dog. We want the dog to see truly you and not, the fun.
Right, you dressed up as an alien
The
or
fun stuff.
a foil person or whatever.
Yes. But we will be open all day today, all day tomorrow as normal, but we will just be closed Saturday. And then obviously Sunday and Monday are normal days.
Yeah.
And then back open on Tuesday.
What about the thrift store? Will it be open?
The thrift store will be open.
Okay. It'll be open its normal, regularly scheduled
Yes.
hours for that. So, by the way, that's a great way to support the Humane Society. If you can adopt a pet or become a member, shop at the thrift store, donate to the thrift store. Every penny that is generated from that thrift store goes back to taking care of the animals at the thrift.
Anybody here traveling locally that does not know, the thrift store is on East McAfee Street. We're connected to them, the same building, but they have a lot of things. A lot. They're packed full right now.
Yeah.
So if you're traveling through and you want, to say you went authentically shopping at thrift stores in Roswell, come by see us.
There's a lot of great stuff.
There's a lot.
That's the best. If you're going to be a tourist, go to your Goodwills, go to your thrift stores, because you're going to get kind of the flavor of the place that you're.
Yes.
So this is their stuff, our stuff.
Yeah. It's all you out of towners. Come visit.
Yeah. Yes. And so right now, Camille at the thrift store has 2 nice, very old vintage dressers. A ton of swimming towels. So if you're going to go play at our swim rec area or the splash pad.
Or EMUR pool, they're both open July 4th.
And then we've got swimsuits for kids, adults, women, men.
Okay.
So you can get your towels, you can get your swimsuits, then you can get your swim on. And then if you decide you want to decorate your house with our stuff while you're here, we've got a ton of curtains, curtain rods, bed sheets, coffee pots, a couple of Keurigs.
By the way, college kids will be going back to school here before you know it. They're going to be moving into the dorms. They need things like coffee pots and curtains and bedspreads and things like that.
Yep.
Get it on the cheap. They're
very
going to destroy
cheap.
it in college. Just face it. Nothing.
Very cheap.
Yeah, most furniture and things from college don't make it home again because it gets destroyed.
Right.
So
Pretty
buy
much.
it, pennies on the dollar at the thrift store, so when they destroy it, you don't feel so mad.
Yep. They're stocking new clothing every single day, and a lot of the clothing that they're stocking is actually new clothing with tags on.
Okay.
Ladies, it's hot here in New Mexico, and if you're not familiar with that, we've got a ton of summer dresses, rompers, shorts, sports bras, anything.
Sports bras, you said?
Yeah, sports bras.
Awesome. I need to stock up.
Okay, I'll bring you a couple next time.
Set a couple aside.
Okay, I got you.
I think you just need the regular ones. I didn't know you were very into sports.
I don't know.
I need something.
It's for when you go swimming, for his laps.
And separate, but also with not a lot of jig.
Yes.
I like getting black eyes, so I just.
You do you.
But if you're looking for anything in particular that you forgot at home while you're here, check us out.
Very good.
They have a lot of dress slips too. If you're still into wearing the dress slips, I was like, who still wears dress slips? But okay.
Me?
There we go. Our black-eyed dress slip man over there. A lot of lady nightgowns. The really soft, silky nightgowns for the summertime sleeping and shower robes.
Comfort ones, not sexy time.
No, they have those too.
Oh, okay. So whatever.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
gotcha.
yeah. They have the comfy and the sexy.
It can be sexy.
I guess. Not if you're doing it right.
But if you forgot something to pack, and instead of going to Walmart buying it brand new, come and get it from us.
Come visit.
We've got it. We've got it all.
And you're helping pets. You're helping
shoes,
vets. Yeah. Kids clothing. I know with back to school is going to be around the corner. I'll be doing your back to school shopping. Come get some clothing here.
There's a ton of kids clothing, a ton of kids shoes. I can't even tell you how many baskets of kids clothes that they could put out on a day basis, because they get a lot of it donated, because granted, kids outgrow their clothes before they tear them up.
Generally
because they grow
speaking.
so fast.
Yeah. Them church clothes don't last very long when they're a certain age.
No.
You go 1 week and they fit fine. Next week they're outgrown them already. So yeah.
Yeah. So 4th of July is here. I mean, obviously we're gearing up for that weekend.
Yes.
A lot of loud noises, a lot of fireworks, a lot of shocking and surprising things for the pooches out there.
Yes.
What are some recommendations that you would give pooch owners?
So a lot of people don't realize that their pets truly have anxiety from fireworks, because yes, they do.
Right.
If you go to Paul's Vet, Roswell Livestock, Petco, Walmart, Tractor Supply, you're going to look for, a calming treat.
Okay.
A lot of people, it's called Rescue Remedy, but there's several other ones. They even have some that are CBD now.
Gotcha.
And so fireworks tend to typically start about 7, 8 o'clock at night.
Mm-hmm.
So you're going to want to give it to them about 6:30.
Actually, I heard a few already like 2 days ago. So.
As I was pulling in the parking lot, somebody popped a firework as I pulled in the parking lot. I was like, excuse you?
Day fireworks?
People can't help
Day
it.
fireworks.
That feels silly.
What a waste of money.
It really
Day
is.
fireworks.
Yeah. So, exactly.
So basically you're just saying dose your dogs.
Dose your dogs. Give
Gotcha.
them the calming medication. Put them, if you have dogs that are used to being kenneled, kennel them. Close the kennel door and cover it so it blocks out the light. They're in their own quiet space, and it's basically their comfort zone.
Gotcha.
It's like, us when we throw the blanket over our head so the monster goes away. We're just helping them.
Gotcha.
Cats,
I was wondering about cats because I'm a cat daddy, and I've
Yes.
for several years we've heard fireworks around us, and I don't usually have my cats don't tend to have anxiety about it. But do cats in general have anxiety about fireworks? And
They
stuff?
can.
Okay.
But typically cats are neurotic to begin with, to where certain things spook them. So they have their already set hiding place.
Right.
Main thing with cat owners is don't be coming in and out of your front door, back doors a lot. You either in or you're out, or put your cat in a room with a closed door. So that way, if you have a lot of traffic coming in and out of the house, the cat is secure in a room and can't get spooked and run out.
Right.
Because one of the busiest days at any shelter is July 5th and January 1st because of all the fireworks popping. Dogs run away, cats run away, and owners are looking for them. Keep your dogs inside and, confined areas. Get them some calming aid. They've got several different ones out on the market. Rescue Remedies one. They have CBD ones at Petco that are all natural. Give it to them in ample time prior to be effective, and then redose them about 9 o'clock at night.
Okay.
Only because you might be done with fireworks, but your neighbors down the street or across the street could be
They usually
going
go till
until
1 in
1,
the
2, 3
morning.
o'clock
Yeah,
in the morning.
exactly.
So you want to make sure to continue to dose them throughout the evening. Another thing that can help is if you have a radio in your house and you have the animal in that room, turn the radio on, but put it on like rock station, like where it's going to play, our Skid Row, Motley Crue,
Something
Guns N'
heavy.
Roses, something that's got a lot of bass to
Give
it.
your dog some culture. in
Yeah,
other words.
let's take them back to the 80s.
Music. Gotcha.
Yeah, let's go back to the 80s.
No smooth jazz, something a little bit more peppy and up.
Something
upbeat.
that's rocky, upbeat, got a lot of bass in it, and turn the volume up a little bit.
Okay.
You don't have to, go tub thumping down the street.
If it's too loud, you're too old. Yeah.
Pretty
None
much.
of that?
Yeah.
So just something else that they can listen to that'll kind of drown out the sudden booms.
Right. So that'll be a continuous boom. So when the sudden booms come, it's not as loud and it's
Right.
not as echoey in the house.
My dog really likes Skrillex, so I should just put a lot of that on.
Sure.
Okay.
I'm curious about, I've seen the commercials for the blankets, the thunder blankets.
thunder coats.
Do those have any effect?
Personally, I've never had any good use, or not good use, but good
luck.
Good luck with them.
Okay.
I've had several people tell me that they work good for their dogs.
Okay.
Depending
So
on
it's
your
per
dog,
case.
it's per case.
All right.
My dogs are just big, huge titty babies,
Okay.
and if they can't be all over mom in a thunderstorm or firework, that's it.
Okay.
He's asking for Kim, for the record.
No, for me. I need a thunder blanket.
Yeah.
Kim, it's loud. Get my shirt.
I just want to
need
wear
my-
it, and then I run around the house going, "You bid thunder blanket," and then I go run to the next room.
He needs a whoopee. So Kim must have thrown his whoopee away.
Yeah. Everybody needs a good whoopee.
Aw.
Don't mess with a man's whoopee.
Those things are amazing.
A man should be alone in his castle with his whoopee. What's
you know
up with
what?
that?
I'll say it. I'm a man who's not afraid to admit I miss access to the last whoopee I had access to. Thing was fantastic.
I had a blanket when I was a kid. I sucked my thumb and had a blanket. I think I sucked my thumb till I was 10. I was really a late. I sucked my thumb till long past. I
he was
should
a
have
late
been stopping
sucker.
sucking my thumb, but that's probably more information you cared to know about. me.
Mike
But
Winters,
anyway.
all day sucker.
Go Kim.
So, I like you said, I know that the facility will be closed
Yes.
this weekend.
Yes.
But today, tomorrow, you can come by. Let's talk what pets are looking for homes right now.
So we still have some of the old timers. We still have Sunflower, which she is now a little over a year, probably
Okay.
going close to a year and a half, and we have her as a boxer pit bull mix. Super sweet, super affectionate. She's not too big. She's roughly 45, 50 pounds.
Okay. So if you want a boxer, but not the built weight of a boxer, this might be a little bit more your speed.
She's more like stature of a pit and size of a boxer.
Okay.
So, but she doesn't. She walks great on a harness, great on a leash.
Is she got the boxer pushed in stuff? or-
No, she has the pit face and then the
Okay.
boxer other.
So you probably don't have to deal with some of those
Not a lot
issues
of
that
the
you have to
breathing
deal with
issues.
on boxers.
Nice.
Okay.
We do still
Yeah.
have Max and Rose, the two Doberman mixes that came in to us when they were 4 months old. They are now 1 year old.
Okay.
They are special case. They do need somebody that's going to be able to take time and work with them, because remember when they came in at 4 months of age, they had never had human interaction until us.
So they were kind of feral.
They were feral completely.
Okay.
They are very well now. Max has advanced a little bit further than Rose has. Rose is still kind of shy and
much
scared.
More accustomed to people and
they don't try to bite anybody. Max actually is like, "Hi, I want you to pet me, and if you don't pet me, I'm going to scream at you because I now like people." And Rose is like, "Just let me go under my bed and hide." She's in cat stage right now.
Sure.
But they're both very sweet. They're both very affectionate. When we take them out of the kennel situation and bring them up into the front lobby, Rose does open up quite a bit. She's like, "Oh, okay."
Do you find that the personalities that they take on inside the kennels, that they translate to the home ownership experience, that they're just as playful as maybe they are inside the kennels?
About 80% of the time. The majority of the time, like we say, dogs, you see them, and cats, you see them at their worst in a kennel.
Sure.
Because they don't understand why they're there. They don't have the knowledge to understand.
To them, it just feels like punishment.
Sure.
Exactly. Now they are treated with the most love and care and provided everything that they're needed when they're with us, but they still don't understand that.
Right. They don't get to run. They don't get to have the
they get to go on their walks in the morning. When we have our volunteers come and walk them, we have an outside exercise run that they get to share, rotate throughout the day. But it's still not like having a home. And a lot of people we've heard in the past from them is the best animal they've ever had is an animal from a shelter, because they don't take their home for granted.
Right.
They know that there's other things in life.
Sure.
So
they've seen some stuff, man.
Right. And I always laugh when I tell them, I go, "So when they get home, do they sing 'Let My People Go'?"
Sitting there with a harmonica howling out the window.
They got a tin metal coffee can. Ding, 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 ding,
I know
"Let
people
my
have their
people go."
breeds of choice, and I love my Jack Russell or my King Charles Cavalier, whatever. I get that. Some people have that, but I'm telling you, the best dogs I ever have or ever come across, mutts.
Yeah.
So and I'm going to tell you right now, shelter dogs are a lot different than purchased or, given
Farm
dogs.
Right.
Two of my dogs, my two dogs, one came from the shelter and then one came from my daughter. So the one that came from the shelter, he's got his moments to where, he's like, "Oh, yeah, I remember what this place is." The one that didn't come from the shelter is like, "I'm going to push every single button you have, and then, I'm going to back off."
Gotcha.
But, a dog that comes from a shelter, even a cat that comes from a shelter, they know that there's something different out there other than that home.
Right.
And not saying that it's a bad experience for them, but they know that this is what they love. They didn't love the kennel. And there are some animals that can adapt perfectly into the kennel, like as if it is their home.
Right. Sure.
And there's some that do not.
Well, it's like people. Each one reacts differently. I imagine some even develop a PTSD, the two kennel life.
There
living,
are some that we have actually had to medicate because of stress diarrhea.
Sure.
Because they could not settle down. Their anxiety and nerves just continuously were just anxious.
Yeah.
So we had to get them on medication to stop them from having diarrhea, because when you're stressed, what happens? Your body digests your stress everywhere.
Well, imagine you get put in a room, in a little room, or a little cage in a room, and then everybody else in the room is yelling and screaming at the top of their lungs.
Michael, thank you not to judge me on how I spend my weekends.
I'm just saying, how calm and relaxed would you be in that environment? Odds are you wouldn't. And guess what? The dogs aren't either. And that's what we're talking about.
Experience from, youth and childhood. Joe wasn't fun. I'll tell you right now, I like my home.
Death row's really hard.
It was hard to get off that row, man.
But yeah, and so if you think at it from that perspective, you're seeing these pets at their worst. So that's why they want to put you in the meet and greet room. They want you to, if you have other dogs, we want to make sure that that's copacetic and have that meet and greet. That's why everything's done. It's A, to make sure that animal's going to a safe, warm, loving home. But B, it's also to make it a better experience for you as the home owner and the pet owner. We don't want this to be hard for you, because guess what? If it is, 9 times out of 10, they bring them right back to the Humane Society, and we're stuck back with the pets again.
One thing that, with it being the summertime and a lot of people traveling for vacations, and Roswell getting a lot of travelers, which is wonderful because that brings people to our town and people coming to the shelter and looking. Our shelter is not like most shelters. You don't walk in. It's not a pick and go. We're not a garage lot, where you're going to go and pick the part and go.
This ain't a pet vending machine.
No.
Yeah.
We do have processes, and we do have the policies and procedures in place for a reason. It's a safety for the animals, and then for you as well, and your kids and your animals at home.
Sure.
We do want to adopt anybody who lives out of town. Unfortunately, it just takes a little bit longer to do versus a normal situation.
And yeah.
But we do want to make sure that if you have dogs that they get along, because we would hate for you to get all the way back to, let's say, Colorado, and then our dog and your dog don't get along, because in our contract you have to drive your dog that you just adopted from us all the way back to us.
Yeah.
So, and not always do, things work out 100% even with meet and greets. Sometimes they get home and they decide that they don't want to share that territory.
Right.
It's not a guarantee, but it is a 95% chance that this is going to be a better suit than, just throwing them in the yard together.
Also, please note, the city of Roswell, especially for out-of-towners, it may not be, regardless of where you live, that dog will be chipped and spayed or neutered before it is in your possession.
Yes, so everything is microchipped, spay or neutered, rabies vaccination. We start them on vaccinations. If they come in with fleas or ticks, they're treated for fleas and ticks and given preventative to help keep it off.
Even if you do not live in the city of Roswell, you still will have your pets chipped. Spayed, neutered regardless, too. But that even if you live in the county or don't even live in the state and you're here in town and what have you, and you're don't own a pet and you want to adopt a cat or something, it will be spayed or neutered, and it will be chipped before you get to take it home, or it will be at your home. You're going to pick it up from the vet. The vet of your choice, whatever. We have many fine vets in town. Whichever one you like to take your pets to, that's where the pet will go. Unless, of course, it's already been spayed or neutered, but it's still got to get chipped.
Right.
Regardless.
Very rarely do they come in spayed, neutered, and microchipped. It's either they're microchipped and not fixed, or they're fixed and not microchipped.
Well, and even if they are microchipped, that has to be updated for
right.
your
We have to get the
information.
registration changed over into the new adopter's name. And sometimes that is not as easy as it sounds. Depending on the microchip company, it can be real easy, and sometimes it can't be. So don't feel frustrated with the microchip companies. Their most interest is that pet being registered to who it lives with.
I'm curious. This is just because I've been out of the game for a while. Do they still clip the ear on cats when they spay or neuter them?
If it's requested.
Okay.
The majority of the cats that receive the clipped ear are the feral cats that have been spay neutered and released.
Okay.
What's a clip ear do?
So
it's
just
a
notifies
designation.
if they get into a cat trap that animal has already been sterilized.
Okay, it's an ID. I got
yeah.
it.
So
Okay.
it's either the inner of the ear and it looks like a little V notched out of it, or it's the lower half down here.
I had a cat named Mikey. This is years ago. They clipped his left ear. It was just a little notch out. I remembered it because it reminded me of Furball from Tiny Toons. And so I always thought about it.
But
so
another
basically,
thing,
that's how they mark feral cats.
They do, but unfortunately, feral cats tend to get into a lot of fights.
Right.
And so sometimes
they got a notch already taken.
They already got a notch already taken out. So the vets try to make it look as unfight.
It's rounded.
It looks like it was deliberately done, not something that could have happened in their life.
And then some of them have even started doing not so much like a notch, but where it's kind of like a figure 8, punched out of the ear.
Right.
Just a hole punch out of the ear.
Right.
And then they're tattooing the inside of the ears, where it's visible. They're trying to do a lot of things to help bring the attention to the ears. I bite.
Butts drive me nuts, stuff like that.
Oh, I
Tuna
saw this
is my
thing last
co-pilot.
night. It says Bond, James Bond, and then it says butt, fluffy butt, and it's got a Sylvester cat with a white bow tie. I was like, oh my god, I love it.
Cute. That is cute.
My other car is a cat.
Yeah, my other car is a cat carrier.
I bet there's a lot of I don't care about your problems,
Yeah.
but here's mine.
Yeah.
Kind of themed stuff for cats. But anyway, but yes, please note all of that stuff. And then, of course, for adopting of dogs, they do want to make sure you live in a fenced-in, a home with a fenced-in yard.
They'll come check, make sure
Any
there's no
kind
holes.
of other dogs in the home will have to do a meet and greet. And cats, again, other than the spay and neuter, have to be committed as indoor cats.
Yeah, strictly indoors.
Yeah, so they are not to be put outside where they can go feral or
Get hit by animals or attacked by another larger animal.
Yeah. Cats don't. Feral cats don't live as long as your house cats. That's
No, their life expectancy typically is right about a year.
yeah. Whereas you can have that cat in your home for like 20 years.
It's been a real battle
depending
with
on
my
the age,
youngest. He keeps trying to get out. Not Hunter, my youngest cat.
Yeah. Get a metal coffee can, like the small ones, and then fill it with pennies or marbles, tape the lid shut. Every time he walks by the door and you're at the house, chunk the can, hit the door.
Not the cat. Got it.
Not the cat.
Got it.
Hit the
Okay,
door.
Thank you for clarifying. That'll show him.
How is your aim? Like he's like, I know you wear thick glasses.
Well, that's
Sean.
the thing is, I'm a little nearsighted.
I
so
wasn't aiming for the
I was
cat.
just gonna shake the can.
No,
but-
so hit the door with the can.
Okay.
Because if you shake the can, you're the reasoning for the sound.
I understand.
When you throw the can and it hits the door and it makes the sound, the door randomly made the sound, and it's going to terrify him to stay away from the door.
Gotcha. Now, what do I do when Hunter wants out? No, I'm kidding.
You put a leash on him, that's retractable, and then
All
you lock and then pull.
Fair enough. The Humane Society lady told me it's fine, Hunter. You're going to be leashed.
You are going to be leashed and you're going to be harness broke.
That's right. The cat and dog lady told me it's got to happen.
Yep. Because I'm familiar
She
with
knows
toddlers
best.
too.
And don't even get me
Got
started
them
about your
covered.
Thunder shirt.
You being thunder shirt.
We're gonna get Mike a thunder shirt that's got a little clasp on the back of it, so that way Kim can harness him and clip it to him like a leash.
I like it.
As long as I can breathe in it.
And a choke chain.
You know what? I gotta get him the prong collar because he does misbehave a lot.
That's true.
Dang.
You want the thunder shirt? You gotta have the rest.
Well, I mean, as long as my territory is vast, I'm okay with it.
You know what? You mark whatever you need to mark. All right.
Yeah.
That's
I
actually
said we
behind
have
the
it all.
curtain. That's behind the beaded curtain.
You know the
Thrift
book
shop
room. It's
after
a
dark.
book room.
We have to
Right.
geofence Mike around certain buildings, so he wears this.
Hey, Mike, come here real quick. Sometimes we do it just to mess with him.
It's like they always tease me. They're like, "Hey, you want to go to La Grande Victoria?" And I'm like, "I can't. My collar doesn't go that far." I get to the corner and then I get zapped.
I've got this chip implanted. It's a whole nother level of microchipping.
I'm just standing on the corner.
Picturing
going,
Mike break a threshold.
I see people walking out with burgers and stuff, and I'm just like, I can't go over there. No, you want one? Come here.
dancing
No.
at it.
Then I step out in the street and I get zapped, and I'm like, oh, and they laugh. And
We
it's,
put
they do this
single
every-
donuts on a plate just out of his reach. We have fun.
We are cruel and unusual.
That's right.
There you go. If anybody has any questions about
Yes.
anything, go to check out the website, roswellhumane.org. There you can see every single pet that is calling the shelter home. If you see not available next to their name, that means that pet is in quarantine. It could be because it's new to the shelter and is waiting on shots or whatever. It could be that it's a youngling puppy or kitten that is not of weight yet, or it's just like you said, it's new and they're waiting to figure out if it's healthy and stuff before they put it with the other pets, so it doesn't get the others sick and all that. So.
But if you are interested, you can send us an email. Our email address is linked on the website. And then just say, hey, was inquiring about such and such dog or cat. And then we will respond to you telling you what information we know about that animal. And then when we approximately think it will be coming out of quarantine, for you to come down and visit.
Yeah. And then you come and you can get the paperwork going, get everything going. And then by the time it comes out of quarantine, it goes right to the vet to get its, spay or neutered and chipped. And then you're part of your loving family. So please reach out. And then, like we said earlier, support the thrift store. Great way to get stuff very inexpensively while at the same time every single bit of it going back to pay for vet bills, cleaning products, litter, all the stuff that they need to take care of these pets. So good deal. Did we get it all?
I think we did.
Awesome. So come on out today, tomorrow, Saturday. It's going to be closed, and then they'll back
we'll
to
be
normal
open on
schedule
Tuesday.
next week.
Any plans for the 4th, for the weekend? Or are you going to do the normal Roswell thing and just stay away from downtown?
Away from downtown.
Yeah, makes sense.
Only
some
come
fun.
into the town, because I live in Dexter
Yeah,
now.
you load up a pack mule and come in for supplies.
I'll stop at all Albertsons on South Main. I ain't even gonna come all the way in.
So what? Someone from Dextarian, Dexite,
Well, I'm actually a Roswellite, just who relocated to Dexter.
Well, now you're a Dextarian.
So she's ambidextrous.
I'm ambidextrous.
Dexterite. I don't know it.
She has great dexterity.
I don't know the proper term. I like Dexterian. I think that's a
Dexterian?
pretty good
Yep.
one. A Dexterian.
I'm a Dexterian.
There you go. Well, happy Dexterian to you. And
Happy 4th to y'all.
I'm actually Pentecostal. So
Got it.
you're a Dexterian?
Mhm.
from the makers of Hydrox.
Plus, plenty of great amenities, including free hot coffee 24/7 and the Candlewood Cupboard 24-hour convenience store, plus the Candlewood Gym and free laundry facilities. Cool off in the outdoor pool complete with hot tub and enjoy the outdoor gazebo and grills. And the Candlewood Lending Locker for stuff you couldn't pack, like crock pots, board games, and more. Call 575-623-4300 to find out more. Candlewood Suites, where everyone here is sweet on you. Your home away from home.
It's the first day of the first grade, and she found a new best friend. It's a laid-back Sunday afternoon you wish would never end.
The homemade taste of Bluebell
being made right now.
Some things sound so good you can almost taste it. Like Bluebell Strawberry Lemonade Ice Cream. Delicious strawberry ice cream swirled with lemonade sherbet and sprinkled with lemon-flavored flakes. It's better than you can imagine.
The good old days are being made right now. The good old days are being made right now.
Look for Bluebell ice cream at Walmart Supercenters.
Bob Reed Pest Control protects you and your home by controlling pests that invade. Bob Reed Pest Control understands the importance of safety in and around your home from unwanted pests. Protect your family's most important investment, your home, and protect your children and pets from the dangers of poisonous bugs and insects. Call Bob Reed Pest Control today and let our fully licensed pest control professionals start working for you and your family. Find us fast in names and numbers. Call 623-5344, serving all of Southeast New Mexico.
Well, the biting bugs and the ferocious flyers are out in force, and if you don't take care of them now, you'll be swatting and scratching all summer. Makes me itchy just thinking about it. Hi, this is Jim Gill from Roswell Seed Company. Whether it's keeping the fleas and ticks off your animals or keeping the flies and mosquitoes away from your barbecue, you gotta use the right stuff, and you gotta do it at the right time. So come see us now at Roswell Seed Company, and don't let the bugs tick you off. Get it? Tick.
You want to feel important. You want to be a part of something bigger, something that matters and can help change things. You want to feel like you belong. We know. We felt that way too, and that's why we did something about it. We aren't just Army National Guard soldiers. We are normal people just like you. But our part-time service in the Army National Guard means we get to be more. When our communities are in need, we get the chance to stand up and do something about it. We get to serve in our own region and help the people we call neighbors. Whether they are in the mountains of New Mexico, the plains of Nebraska and Kansas, the ranches of Oklahoma and Texas, the farmlands of Missouri and Arkansas, or the bayous of Louisiana, we are here for our hometowns. And together, we can make a difference. Take on your legacy. Visit NationalGuard.com to find out more.
Sponsored by the New Mexico Army National Guard. Aired by the New Mexico Broadcasters Association and this station.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. Elephants use these skin folds on their bodies to crush mosquitoes. Mike Winters uses his to hide M&Ms. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 8:55. Next hour, we don't have a guest scheduled, so we're going to chit-chat. We'll talk all about UFO weekend, 4th of July, all that good stuff. Talk stories and all that good stuff. So we'll have fun next hour. I did look online yesterday. I didn't watch any of it or really stay tabs on it yesterday, but I did see this morning, of course, yesterday being July 4th, and one of the annual events that take place on the 4th of July is the Nathan's hot dog eating contest. They usually do it, I believe, in Coney Island there in New York, and they'll get the Nathan hot dogs, and then guys like Kobayashi and Joey Chestnut show up, and usually one of those two guys win it every year. I think Chestnut's, what is he, like 14-time champ or something like this? And to be honest, apparently, I guess he broke his ankle or foot or something, because I was watching video and stuff on Twitter from the hot dog contest, and he showed up. There was two things that happened. First, he broke his leg or something, so he's in there coming in on crutches. They bring him in off the van or whatever in the crowd, and so he's hobbling in, and of course that doesn't stop him from eating hot dogs. But and then I guess during the actual contest itself, it looked like some protesters showed up. They were wearing Star Wars like stuff, like stormtrooper masks and things like that, and they were having signs. One of the signs I saw, it said "Expose Smithfield Death Star." Smithfield's a meat company, so I'm guessing they're vegans that were that were protesting the Nathan's hot dog eating contest. Well, I think there was one that got right by Joey Chestnut, and he had like a black, I don't know if it was a Darth Vader mask or something of that effect, and then he was holding one of those signs, but he kind of Joey's in his little hot dog eating zone, and he kind of bumped Joey out of the way to show his sign, and Joey looks up for me his hot dog and basically snaps the guy. You just see this video where he takes the guy by the shoulders and it just snaps him. He disappears, and then some guy in a hat grabs him, and I have no idea what happened after that. But and then I saw another picture of a, like, right about the moment that the guy was getting taken out by Joey Chestnut. There was two more in the corner holding up signs wearing stormtrooper masks. And I don't know what happened to those guys, if they got taken out or they just stood there or what. It's very weird, the security there, how those guys got up there and all that. But Joey, and of course, then the funny parts, read the comments, because then you get a couple people that are like, I don't know why they do this hot dog contest. You know how many animals are killed and all this other thing that they spew off about it. And then you get people like, dang, if he wasn't a vegan and he had some more protein, maybe he could have been a little tougher against Joey, because Joey just folded him like a chip. By the way, Joey looks, I mean, he's not like tiny, but he doesn't look fat either. It's like, for a guy that eats 70 hot dogs in 10 minutes or whatever it is they do it in, you'd think a guy would be a little bit more bigger, just, or a little bit more hefty. And but I know that's a whole thing for those guys. It's not like you and I think of eating 70 hot dogs and we're thinking, well, geez, he must be a glutton. And well, yeah, I mean, there is some truth in that. I would think one who wants to eat 70 hot dogs in a setting feels a little gluttonous to me. But I understand, you know, that these guys, they don't do like I'm sure they started doing this because it was fun to eat and all of that. But these guys are I don't want to use the term athlete, but yeah, they train, they do things to prepare for this, and it's above and beyond what you normally do in your eating world. But anyway, we'll talk more about next hour with all the other stuff too. I got to get you up to news. News is up next. You're listening to 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM, KEND, Roswell, New Mexico. We'll be back on the other side. Don't go away.
News this hour from townhall.com. I'm Rich Thomason. Nothing yet on a motive for a deadly July 4th attack in the Chicago suburb of Highland Park, Illinois. A gunman killed 6 people at a parade, wounded 30 others. Person of interest is in custody. A rifle recovered.
21-year-old Robert Cremo III was spotted by Highland Park police driving and tried to get away. Witness Kate Rappel told WISN she saw the arrest.
He said nothing. He had a very smug look. He seemed to be very calm, cool, and collective.
Police say a rifle was found on the rooftop of the building where the shooter opened fire on the parade, sending people running for their lives. Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker.
While we celebrate the 4th of July just once a year, mass shootings have become our weekly American tradition.
The victims range in age from 8 to 85. Authorities say several of the wounded are children. I'm Julie Walker.
2 Philadelphia police officers treated and released from the hospital. They were shot and wounded during a July 4th fireworks show and concert, and there have been no arrests. Finland and Sweden, a big step closer to joining the NATO alliance. The 30 NATO allies signing off on the necessary protocols for the 2 countries to join up. NATO Secretary General Jan Stoltenberg.
I commend all allies for moving so quickly in accepting Finland and Sweden's applications for membership. And I want to thank Turkey, Finland and Sweden for their constructive approach.
And now the membership bids of the 2 nations head to the alliance capitals for the necessary legislative approvals. Watching Wall Street, stocks deep in the red. The Dow is down 724 points for a loss of more than 2%. The Nasdaq 102 points lower. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Hey, I'm Andy. If you don't know me, it's probably because I'm not famous. But I did start a men's grooming company called Harry's. The idea for Harry's came out of a frustrating experience I had buying razor blades. Most brands were overpriced, overdesigned, and out of touch. At Harry's, our approach is simple. Here's our secret. We make sharp, durable blades and sell them at honest prices for as low as $2 each. We care about quality so much that we do some crazy things, like buy a world-class German blade factory. Obsessing over every detail means we're confident in offering a 100% quality guarantee. Millions of guys have already made the switch to Harry's, so thank you if you're one of them. And if you're not, We hope you give us a try with this special offer. Get a Harry's starter set with a 5-blade razor, weighted handle, shave gel, and a travel cover. All for just $3 plus free shipping. Just go to harrys.com and enter 3388 at checkout. That's harrys.com, code 3388. Enjoy.
2 more suspects in the year-ago murder of Dutch crime reporter Peter de Vries have been arrested overseas.
The arrests come a day after the suspected director of the shocking killing was detained. The National Prosecutor's Office saying a 27-year-old man has been arrested on the former Dutch Caribbean colony of Curaçao and a 26-year-old man detained in Spain. Both men who were arrested on Monday are Dutch nationals who'll be flown to the Netherlands to face justice. They were detained as part of the probe into the person or people who ordered the killing of de Vries, who was shot at close range on a busy Amsterdam street on July 6 last year and died 9 days later. I'm Charles de Ledesma.
French authorities say they have repatriated 51 women and children from the former ISIS-controlled areas of Syria. News and analysis at townhall.com. Governor Gavin Newsom is running for re-election in California, but his latest TV ad is running in Florida.
The 30-second spot airing on Fox News in Florida takes shots at Governor Rick DeSantis and his policies, while drawing a contrast with California. Newsom says in the ad that he urges Florida residents to join us in California. Newsom has said he has no interest in running for president, but the ad is sure to stoke speculation that the 54-year-old Democrat is eyeing national office. Meanwhile, a Florida state official tweeted pictures showing various California homeless encampments and trash-strewn beaches. John Scott reporting.
Breakfast food giant Kellogg's has lost a legal fight aimed at blocking new anti-obesity measures in England that bar the promotion of sugary cereals. U.S.-based company challenged U.S. government regulations due to take effect in October. They restrict the promotion of foods high in fat, sugar, or salt. More on these stories. Townhall.com.
What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man on this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The travel listen, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 6 minutes after 9 o'clock. Welcome to hour number 3.
Tracing
Mornings with Mike Winters right here on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM. Happy Tuesday.
Yes.
It is Tuesday.
Yep, not Monday.
Feels like Monday.
Boy,
Smells like Monday.
Did
It's
I
Tuesday.
have Sunday vibes all day yesterday?
I did it too. Yeah.
I had to keep reminding myself, oh, it's Monday.
Yeah.
That's right. Oh, it's Monday now.
Well, I was like TV, like
Yeah.
things I was like normally would watch. I'm like, oh, like during the day, my wife watches during the summer. She has her daytime program where she
Right.
watches her Dr. Phil and Dr. Whoever,
Mhm.
what all that. And so that was all on yesterday. I'm like, oh yeah, it's Monday. I was like, why am I watching this stuff? Why is it on?
Is Dr. Oz still doing his show?
I think so. I don't know. I have no idea.
Okay.
It wasn't on yesterday. If it is,
I'm just curious because, I mean, he ran for office, right? He lost, right? But he ran.
No, he won.
Did he win? Okay.
Yeah,
What
he's
did
in
he
the
win?
primary. Now he's running. So I'm guessing he's not doing the show.
Maybe not.
But
He's got a guest
Rachel
host.
Ray's still out there.
Right.
So is Dr. Phil.
Oh, Kelly Clarkson has a show now.
Kelly Clarkson. Yeah, she has.
Kelly
a show.
Clarkson.
She has a show. And matter of fact, who did she have on yesterday that I saw and watched? I don't remember. It was it's my wife watches it. And I'm doing something else in the computer while it's on in the background, so I pretty much don't pay attention.
Right.
So I'm like, is it time to go swimming yet? All right, let's go swimming.
Yeah, that sums it up. My weeks with my kids are basically just a barrage of what's next.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have to have a schedule the whole week.
Although, I did watch some of The Bear on FX or Hulu.
The old movie from like 1990.
No, it's a TV show that premiered on FX that now all episodes are on Hulu.
Oh.
It's an eight episode TV series.
Okay.
It stars the kid from Shameless. What was his name in Shameless? Shoot.
I couldn't tell you.
He was. Did you ever watch that show?
No, I try.
He's like the middle kid who's kind of responsible. I can't remember his name in Shameless, but he's like a chef. He's like classically trained chef. His brother owned some famous meat place in Chicago restaurant, and I guess he died. I think suicide. I don't know for sure here. And then I've only seen like 3 episodes.
Jeremy Allen White.
Maybe that's his name. I don't know. I have no
also
idea.
stars Abby Elliott from SNL fame, as well as Yvonne Moss Bacharach. Okay, Bacharach.
But
yeah,
it's kind of interesting. It's a little it's high intense a little bit because there's a lot of. But I was actually why I started watching is because a friend of mine growing up who's a restaurateur and does all that kind of stuff.
Right.
Basically said, my wife and I have been watching The Bear. I have never seen anything that nails what life is like as a chef, and as far as the mentality and attitude of behind the kitchen and what it's like and all of that. He says they're spot on, nail it. And so I picked it up. I was like, all right, I'll watch that. I'm into the so I started, and I like Shameless, and I like that kid from Shameless. So I was like, yeah, I'll give it a try. So I watched, I think the first 3 episodes, and and then I'll pick it up. I didn't get a chance to finish it, but I've seen 3 of them, and I liked it.
I love that we've now like morphed entertainment to a world where we can have such niche like shows that they're designed for specific careers.
Yeah,
like if they ever put out a series about what it's honestly like to be someone who works in a lens lab at like a vision center. Yeah, like the day-to-day goings-on of somebody who cuts lenses for a living for glasses. Yeah, I could totally get into that.
I'm surprised NBC hasn't created that show.
Right?
Because they got like Superstore. They got all those kinds of shows that
they could call it the Ophthalmologist's Apprentice.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. The Mayor shows.
Yeah.
Really, that Mr. Mayor show, really, it's not about the mayor. It's really about what the staff of the mayor and what it's like.
Right.
It's another NBC show that I'm not sure if it made it or not. It has Ted Danson in it.
Oh, then I'm guessing that.
But in essence, that show is Mr. Mayor, but he's the star of the show. But really, the story is the interactions of the mayor's staff and getting the mayor to be the mayor and how all that happens, you know. And that's what The Bear was. It's all right. Like I said, it's different. It's kind of intense, and it's fast paced and a lot of cussing and a lot of high energy. It's that. So if you're not into that, it's probably a little much. But even they intentionally try to make it more exciting with the music and everything, and you're like, all right, you're just chopping onions here. All right,
this
calm
is
down.
what I thought you were talking about, because I don't know why this is very obscure, but I saw this movie when I was a kid called The Bear.
Okay.
It's a 1988 French adventure drama family film directed by Jean-Jacques Annaud and was released by TriStar Pictures. Adapted from the novel The Grizzly King. It's basically just a story of an orphan grizzly bear cub who befriends a large adult male Kodiak bear, and as 2 trophy hunters pursue them through the wild. So basically it's a tale of bears, and I was like, that's a very obscure movie that you watched this weekend. It was one of those that,
a
like,
TV show.
When I was a kid, we had the fun fact, kids. We didn't used to have all of our entertainment at our fingertips at 24 hours a day. So my family would really take advantage of the HBO free preview weekend.
Oh yeah. I remember we had HBO, but I liked free preview weekend.
Because they would really reel out like the best.
Yeah, they pad up the lineup. Like all these blockbuster movies would show up.
The guests are here, so let's bring out our good stuff.
And so like everything's blockbuster movies. You're like, it's going to be a good weekend, Tater. You know,
my dad would go and buy 3 3 packs of Maxell long play 120. I remember the specific brand because these boxes were everywhere as a kid.
Yeah.
Maxell long play 120-minute cassettes.
I remember.
And he would record like from 6 a.m. on Saturday to like 9 p.m. on Sunday. He would record everything. And that was our movie collection growing up.
Yeah. Why didn't they put Gettysburg and Braveheart on those tapes?
Right.
And Pearl Harbor and those 2 tape sets.
Totally could have pulled that off.
Yeah. Why can't they put him on one of those big jobs?
Yeah, because we had, I'm trying to remember what the
you know how inconvenient it is? Like
always,
and it's always the tape ends at a very sweet spot in the story. You're like, and then pause for please put in tape 2. It's like, it was a good spot. Why'd you hit me right there?
You know what you did.
Yeah, they do. And then you got to get off because you can't, remote that. Yeah. Or you train the kid, all right, put the new tape in. That was me. But
even in like car cassette players, they had that thing where it would automatically switch over to side B.
Yeah.
They never figured that out with video cassette technology.
Well, you have to physically put in a new cassette.
They could have put it on double-sided VHS.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of things they probably could have done. But yeah, what if they had a dually VHS where it automatically goes to the next cassette?
I'm sure that technology was in like the works, and they're like, "Hey, what about these DVD things?"
I'm sure guys like George Clooney had it in their home.
Along with that very square big screen projection TV that everybody had.
I thought I was a baller for a minute when I had a DVD and VHS player.
Ooh,
I thought I was a baller. I'm like, what do you want to watch? VHS? Yeah, I can do that. Oh, DVD? I can do that too. What's up?
That's right.
Oh, was that Blu-ray? Sorry, can't.
I'm versatile. Yeah, but no. I'm trying to remember the 3 because we had one tape in particular that had like 3 movies in a row. It was Another 48 Hours. What's that movie? Fuzz Bucket, I think. It was like an 80s like fantasy movie.
Now that you're saying this, I'm like, you sure you recorded on HBO Blockbuster Weekend?
It was HBO. It was Another 48 Hours was the start of the tape.
Okay, that one I get with Eddie Murphy.
Fuzz Bucket. And
that's
then
the sequel, right? Another 40. It was the sequel, the one that came later in the 80s. Gotcha. Okay.
And then there was one more at the end. I can't remember what the third movie was on that tape. But
Dunstan Checks In.
It might have been. It was right up there. That was one of my favorite movies growing up, weirdly.
Dunstan
Checks In. I loved that movie. Watched it over and over again.
Well, Jason Alexander.
That's right.
Yeah.
The height of Jason Alexander's fame, too.
I actually prefer him in more of the Shallow Hal vein. That's where I was more of a Jason Alexander.
He kind of had more room to breathe in that movie than the family vehicle Dunstan Checks In.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, I've never, and I mean never, liked monkeys in cinema. I know that's a random thing to say on a Tuesday morning, but I can't stand watching monkeys on film.
So what is it? Just monkeys or all primates?
Orangutan, primates in general. Like the scene in
any which way but loose is probably not one of your favorite movies.
Nope. Hated Bedtime for Bonzo.
Curious George?
Not a fan. Dunstan Checks In. Even though one of my favorite movies growing up, I hated that monkey. Hated it. I know it's not a monkey; it's an orangutan. But there was one specific movie growing up that. It was Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back. That whole scene in Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back infuriates me to this day.
Okay.
I don't know why. I just don't like seeing monkeys on film.
What's your Saturday look like? Let's do a film festival.
This coming Saturday?
Let's do a film festival.
Of nothing but monkeys in cinema?
Yeah, we'll start with Gorillas in the Mist.
Okay. Congo. Got to follow it up with Congo.
Got to throw some King Kongs in there.
I don't know. Maybe it's just like an uncanny valley.
Is Congo the one where the apple?
Yeah. Amy, good gorilla. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, that one.
I've seen shockingly large amount of movies and TV shows with monkeys in them, and yet I still have disdain for them.
I think it's I think you love them so much that you hate them.
Even the song "If I Had $1 Million" at the end, he says, "I would buy a monkey. Haven't you always wanted a monkey?"
But you've watched these movies and you knew going in there would be a monkey. But why? I mean, I know I don't like musicals. You don't see me watching them.
I'm a glutton for punishment, I guess.
You don't see me watching them.
Part of it was that the entertainment options for me growing up were very few and far between.
I get that.
So when a good Dunstan Checks In comes on for the 13th time, I'm gonna watch it.
But even then, when we had free HBO and weekends, you still had 20, 30 good channels of things to watch at that point.
Yeah.
It wasn't back in the day where we had 3 channels. I remember growing up with, so that's why I've seen I Love Lucy 1,000 times. the black and white Superman,
even
the My Three Sons.
Now I watched My Three Sons. I watched My Three Sons only because it was on the Nick at Night block when I was growing up, and I used to sleep in the same room as my parents. I would wake up; they would fall asleep with the TV on. I would wake up and watch Nick at Night.
Well, see, I didn't have a choice because the cartoons were over in the morning. So it's either news with Grandma, or I would sneak into one of the other rooms with the 13-inch TV that had the scrolling screen snow for 20 minutes before it warmed up. Once it got there, I could enjoy Mighty Mouse and black and white, or these shows like The Greatest American Hero. They'd show it like 2 p.m. at some point. The Love Boat. I saw a lot. Love American Style.
Love
these 70s
American Style.
Primetime 8 o'clock at night TV shows I would watch on reruns in the daytime. And it evolved as I got later. Like later in the 80s, I started seeing reruns of Give Me a Break. Remember that show with Nell Carter?
Except you're not saying it right. Give me a break.
Give me a break.
Yeah,
Sorry.
that's right.
I went all proper.
That just reminded me of a line from Family Guy. From now on, the creature from the Sugar Smack cereal is called Dig Them. Not Dig 'em, Dig them. You're not welcome here, Dig Them.
442. Remember that
Baps.
show? Yeah.
Yep. That was always, it was like Baps and 442 were like back to back.
Yeah. I remember, and you know, those
I know
evolved.
the show Baps was because of 442.
But earlier, yeah, My Three Sons, Beaver, Leave It to Beaver.
Do you remember?
I'm trying to think of the ones the Donna Reed show.
Donna Reed. There was a lot of Donna Reed again because Nick at Night was a big part of my childhood.
But see, I didn't like that
weirdly
one. So I
had.
skipped.
I'm starting to wonder if we stole cable when I was a kid.
Maybe.
Because we had nothing. We were on commodities, but we had cable.
You might have.
I'm just thinking we had to have stolen cable.
It was a thing.
There's no way I was sitting up late at like 3 a.m. watching Wait Till Your Father Gets Home.
Yeah.
You know, that weird season where it was animated for a second. Yeah, it has to be.
Yeah.
That framed most of my childhood was the programming on Nickelodeon. So we had to have stolen cable. There's no way we didn't. Because I refuse to believe that my father in Oklahoma growing up paid for cable. I refuse to believe that.
I don't know. But you never know.
I can't go back and ask
Could have been his priorities. Huh?
Mom
Ask your
might
mom.
know. Yeah, Mom might
would
know.
She would know. Ask Mom. Like, were we pilfering our cable off the neighbor?
Well, because I know, okay, this is full disclosure. I know we were for a minute. Like, when I was in high school, we found a way to kind of like circumvent the network a bit. And so we were for a minute. But,
did you get juiced, Steve?
Yeah.
Can I juice you up, Steve?
Yeah, that's what it was. My dad was really good friends with the cable guy. For a minute, when I was first moved to New Mexico, we had this. I've talked about this before, but we had this giant satellite dish in the backyard. It was like an EcoStar, one of those.
Yeah.
The old school ones.
Like kind of the early generation of satellite television for folks.
And what was cool
was the
about
raw,
those,
unfed.
Yeah.
It was just, you're getting what the networks get.
Exactly. You get network feeds and stuff. So you get a lot of free stuff. I still to this day don't think I ever went through every channel we had because it was always just like affiliate stuff.
That was probably the golden era right there because you could see everything and anything and it wasn't professionally repackaged and you saw the good, the bad, and the ugly, which I dug. I did. That's my thing. And
I like seeing behind the curtains. And stuff,
I do too.
Yeah.
So that's always fun for me. So I kind of wish we had satellite like that still, where you could put that.
Oh, absolutely.
And I lived in the city, D.C. area, so I didn't have the big satellite dish in the yard like that. We didn't have that kind of space. So we had a cable box. I never had satellite till I was on my own, and I got married. And every other time I had cable.
What's depressing is my house currently, I have 4 satellite dishes.
Do you?
Yes. One of
6 channels.
Only one of them is used for is actually functioning, and that's for my internet. The rest were just there when I moved in.
Now they're decoy satellites.
Yeah.
So someone trying to saboteur your TV.
If you're on DirecTV, Dish Network, is that Cox Communications?
What is that one?
Are you getting satellite from the Midwest?
Yeah, I never got to experience that like I wanted to.
It was really cool. It was fun.
I was talking about did you watch the Nathan hot dog stuff?
Oh, yeah.
About that? And
Yeah.
the Joey Chestnut and the
Jaws.
protesters.
He didn't set the record. He only got 62, but yeah, he decked that dude.
He snapped. He like grabbed him by his shoulders and neck and did a Jean-Claude Van Damme, like, and then he dropped.
And what was
I don't
great
know what
was
happened after that.
that was mid-bite.
He was in the middle of eating hot dogs. He literally was like, he got bumped and pushed out of the way by this guy protesting meat, and he was like, literally not. He looked at the guy and just grabbed him, went, and then he dropped.
The
and then
guy
he went on
next
to, be
to
eating hot
him made
dogs.
me laugh uncontrollably because the guy next to him, his technique is to shovel dogs in like this.
Okay.
Because he was he was just like full mouth, like chipmunk cheeks, with a hand in front of his face, making the no face.
It's an eating slash. Oh no, he didn't.
Oh,
Look,
that was
all
great.
in one. Yeah. There was two more in the corner of the. Like I saw a still shot, and right at the moment of the spinning and snapping, there was two more in stormtrooper
he was in like
helmets.
a Vader mask.
Yeah. Well, and the sign, once I paused and got to see, it said, "Expose the Smithfield Death Star." Smithfield's a meat packing company.
It was
I don't know if they do Nathan's, but they're a major meat packing
It was
company.
PETA was the group that was protesting.
Was it PETA
Yeah.
officially? Okay, I didn't know who it was.
Which you'd think the group, the people for the eating of tasty animals, you'd think they would be all for a hot dog eating contest.
Well, they're here this weekend, too. I remember
PETA?
I got a press release.
Oh, that's right.
That they were doing a roving billboard. I got it late Friday saying they were doing a roving billboard Saturday protesting the zoo. I never saw it,
Like
so I have no idea.
a UFO style thing that was like bears don't belong in enclosures or something.
Yeah. I never saw it. I heard
For
about it.
what
I got
it's
a press
worth-
release about it, but
Those bears have a way better setup than I do.
right.
For the record.
Yeah. Those are all rescue animals. I mean, I don't, is there things they could probably do better? I'm sure. But, at the same time, these are animals they're rescuing and stuff. You're barking up the wrong tree, Peter.
You send our bears to a conservatory now, they're not going to make it. They're old. As far as I know, we've had these bears for like 20 years.
Yeah,
It's the
I don't
same
know all
ones.
the scenario, and I'm not qualified, to be honest. But
Because I've been going to that zoo since I was like a kid.
I do know the people that run it, and how they do all that, and it's couldn't be farther from the truth that they're trying to be.
And especially now that the zoo is a charging admission, they have a lot more, and they're putting a lot more money into the zoo itself.
And a lot of those are rescue animals and things. So, but anyway, I did. But so it was PETA. Okay, I just saw. I didn't know anything about it this morning because I didn't pay any attention.
For the record, hot dogs fantastic on a PETA.
Well, there was so
Delicious.
many jokes like that guy. That vegan should get some protein in him. He would have probably had a better chance against Joey if he had some protein in him.
He kind of dropped pretty fast there, didn't you, Jim? Maybe a sandwich?
Yeah, maybe an animal would have helped.
Try
you
an
there.
egg?
Hot dog.
A little protein?
And then of course there were some people commenting like, "This is so bad." I'm like, I can't believe this is not a sport. And I'm like, yeah, you're right. It's not exactly football or golf or bowling for that matter.
No, it is a skill though.
But I would argue this. For all you people that sit there and are chastising and getting on them, what are you into?
Yeah.
What are you into that most people would find questionable?
Can I tell you?
I bet you are. You're probably into something that most people make fun of or trivialize or whatever.
It's competitive eating. I've always been a massive fan. Like I've followed the Nathan's hot dog eating contest for a decade and a half. Back to the days of Takeru Kobayashi.
Yeah.
The originator of like the world record setting hot dog eating.
Yeah.
And then through Matt Stoney, and then through Joey Jaws Chestnut, who I always used to call the gut chestnut because the dude is bottomless. It's not just hot dogs either. He competes year round. They do like wing eating contests, and it's fascinating.
Yeah.
The world of competitive eating is fascinating. Like the abilities that these people have.
Well, that's what I commented earlier, like right because I talked a little bit about right before the hour ended last hour. And I was looking at Joe. Of course, he broke his foot or something, so he was coming in on crutches when he came in.
Which you don't think about a competitive eating-based injury, but they're all standing like the whole time. So
that is a variable. But one thing I noticed is like he's for a guy that eats that like he does, you'd think he'd be fatter. You know what I mean?
Well, that's true of competitive eaters in general, actually.
Yeah, I know they're not very.
No, they all.
Like Kobayashi's not a big dude. Joey Chestnut, I mean, he's a big dude, but he's not fat like grotesque.
Yeah.
He's just a big dude.
Matt Stoney, same way.
Yeah.
Even the guy from Man vs. Food, he wasn't doing it right because at the end of the show, he was hefty.
Yeah,
he was putting.
Well,
on
even the new
poundage.
guy that does it.
Yeah,
not Adam Richman.
Right.
Well, he kind of got. I wouldn't say fired. He got Me Too'd a little bit.
Really?
Yeah, he did something. I don't remember what it was specifically. I want to say it was a Me Too-esque thing, but don't. Okay. And so that's why
Adam Richman?
Yes.
Okay.
And so he went away for a while, and now he's back on the History Channel doing
so he got
Foods That
uncanceled.
Built in America and all that. But he kind of got blacklisted from the Man versus Food world and all that.
I thought it was just because he gained weight. Like, they got rid of him because he gained.
Well, he'll claim that he quit, but there was a lot of controversy going on there. And then the guy that's doing it now, I don't know his name, but I've seen him in a bunch of commercials for like oil and batteries and stuff, and cat litter, and Casey's his name.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm trying to find controversy.
Something with Adam Richman. I don't remember the details or all the story behind it.
Adam Richman caused some serious outrage on the internet. He was still riding high from Man vs. Food, and the Travel Channel had another show in the works with him, but his career was postponed, reported to The Guardian after an Instagram post went terribly wrong.
Okay.
What was the post?
There you go.
So it was a post.
Okay.
Let's
So it was post Man vs. Food. See, it all kind of happened right around that time there, so...
Noting that he was going to need to alter the suit he purchased a year before, he also added a hashtag thinspiration, and that's when things went sideways. Commenters immediately called him out on the use of the hashtag, noting that it was popularly used to glorify an unhealthy and extreme weight loss, not celebrate healthy goals.
Oh.
So it was pretty minor, but
so basically
he
the
got in
woke
trouble
crowd,
for using the phrase thinspiration.
See, this is the world.
I love it, dude. It's so awesome.
I think the
this
people
is
that got mad
America.
about that should be lined up and punched in the face.
This is America.
Because you guys don't understand intent. And until you get that, you're going to continue to be a blight on society.
Don't catch you slipping up. As the great Donald Glover said, don't catch you slipping up.
That's right. 9:29. I haven't even talked about any of our stuff yet. So let me do this. Let me do weather and a quick break. And then we'll chit chat about stuff, and then we'll do our final news break and all that. So 9:29. Here's your weather. Quick break. We'll be back.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Some of that moist air from central New Mexico is moving into our area today, so we could get a few showers or thunderstorms this afternoon. Otherwise, we'll get sunshine and we'll end up in the upper 90s for the high today. Showers and thunderstorms this evening and cloudy overnight down to about 70, and then tomorrow looks about the same. Partly sunny, mid-90s, afternoon thunderstorms. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton, and that's your latest forecast.
When you can't be home, make your space feel more like home with Candlewood Suites, Roswell, New Mexico, featuring extended stay rooms, complete with kitchenettes in a quiet area, plus plenty of great amenities, including free hot coffee 24/7, and the Candlewood Cupboard 24-hour convenience store, plus the Candlewood Gym and free laundry facilities. Cool off in the outdoor pool, complete with hot tub, and enjoy the outdoor gazebo and grills. And the Candlewood Lending Locker for stuff you couldn't pack, like crock pots, board games, and more. Call 575-623-4300 to find out more. Candlewood Suites, where everyone here is sweet on you. Your home away from home.
Well, the biting bugs and the ferocious flyers are out in force. And if you don't take care of them now, you'll be swatting and scratching all summer. Makes me itchy just thinking about it. Hi, this is Jim Gill from Roswell Seed Company. Whether it's keeping the fleas and ticks off your animals or keeping the flies and mosquitoes away from your barbecue, you gotta use the right stuff. And you gotta do it at the right time. So come see us now at Roswell Seed Company and don't let the bugs tick you off. Get it? Tick.
Innovation, service, integrity, and knowledge. J.S. Ward & Son Insurance Agency. Auto and home, life and health, personal and commercial. Bonds too, since 1925. We have the coverage for you. Innovation, service, integrity, and knowledge. J.S. Ward & Son Insurance Agency.
I have a snake for your drain. You might want to step back.
Oh no, baby.
All AC units moke a little. Is normal.
Oh no, baby.
Haha, now your sprinkler system's strong like bull.
Come on now. Don't let any fool work on your plumbing and air conditioning.
Fergalicious.
From clogged drains to sprinkler systems, Fergie's Plumbing and Heating is on the job. And who you gonna call for air filters and spring servicing on your AC unit?
Fergalicious.
Call Fergie's today, 622-2660. Nothing but love.
Fergalicious.
July 4th has come and gone, but we will be handling your hangovers on Tuesday as we put all the fighting back into taking over our country. As we move closer and closer to the midterms, we'll update you on the latest there. Plus, Buck.
We're going to be looking at the economy. Is it in a comeback or a slowdown? That's coming up on Clay and Buck.
Travis and Sexton are on Roswell's Talk FM weekdays at 10. Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. U-Haul is the world's largest advertiser in the Yellow Pages. Too bad millennials don't know what the Yellow Pages are. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 9:33. Do want to take a moment to thank a lot of people for helping us out this last several days here doing the UFO festival. Some folks here on our staff and sponsors and things. We had a lot of great people that helped us make this past weekend a success for us as a company, and the stuff we did during UFO Festival. We had a great weekend. We had Ground Zero and Clyde Lewis and their folks all come to town last week and spend a few days here in Roswell with us, and we were hosting them and getting them set up and taken care of, and of course Clyde and his folks did their show live from the UFO Museum Thursday night and Friday night. He had two nationally syndicated shows right here in Roswell done, and we had a lot of people do a lot of amazing things to make that happen. First, the International UFO Museum Research Center, the staff, and everyone there, big thank you to them. Angela, Chris, who works with us, his wife also works there at the UFO Museum, and they were very great and accommodating and helping us, come in early to do our stuff and, getting us access to things and providing us with places to set up and helping us get folks to interview. And they were really very helpful there. So big thank you to everyone over at the International UFO Museum and Research Center for their help and again for their great job of pulling off their part of this great UFO Festival weekend. Got to thank also our sponsor restaurants. Chris Whipperman, one of our sales reps, he and Thomas Beard, mostly Chris, but both of them did a great job of lining up stuff, and both of them were kind of our and Jamie as well, one of our other sales reps. Between the three of them, they were kind of the ones making sure Clyde got to where he went to and showed up here. And they also set up all of our sponsored meals. So big thank you to all of the places that provided us meals over that time. We had Dion's and delicious pizza Thursday for lunch. We were over at Pepper's Thursday night for a great meal. Friday, let's see, they were at Rib Crib for lunch on Friday, had a great time, and the staff very accommodating there. Dinner they had over at Portofino's there on 2nd Street, had an amazing dinner there, and the staff was excellent, provided great stuff there. And then Saturday, we had another set of meals. They went and had lunch over at La Grande Victoria, had amazing food over there for lunch, and then we kind of all had our big final goodbye and party shindig meal over at Antigua's Saturday night. And again, their staff and folks were very accommodating and awesome. Food was excellent at all these locations. I think Clyde and his staff and his family were very happy and well taken care of by all the folks here in town. So big thank you to those restaurants. Big thank you to Chris Whipperman, Thomas Beard, and Jamie Cockrell with our staff for helping out there. Angela with the UFO Museum and all the staff there at the International UFO Museum and Research Center. Big thank you to them. Thank you to our guys, too. Sean was very helpful in doing his thing, as he always does. He makes my job so much easier, and big thank you to him. And I also want to thank Roy and Tanner, our video producers. Those two were all over the place doing their thing, not only for this show Thursday and Friday, but for Ground Zero, the nationally syndicated. All those shows were available online to a national audience and a local audience, and which is kind of unique for them. I don't know if they have video of their whole shows all the time. I'm not sure, but we were able to do all that live from here in Roswell. So because of those two, and of course Gene Dow, our general manager, president, head cook, bottle washer, part owner, the guy that runs the show here. He was amazing every night, doing his morning show in Artesia, and then here 10 o'clock at night, hanging out with Clyde Lewis, making sure they're on the radio. So long days for him too as well. So we had just thank every one of those people, and there's probably a few I'm forgetting here, and I apologize on top of that too. But we had an amazing group of people pull off this weekend, and I thank each and every one of them. It was nice because I know we've done things like this in the past, and we've worked great and all of that, but it's a lot of work to pull that off, and this is like the first time where we had some people that were just amazing that made it a lot easier. Where I know we've done this kind of thing in the past, and we had less people, and all of us that were involved were probably bone dog tired. Not that we weren't tired after this weekend, we were, but there was so much more, and this time it seemed to be a little bit like we had our act together a little bit better, which is a feat in and of itself if you peeled back the curtain once in a while here. But it was just a huge success. So big thank you to all those folks. Thank you to our guys, Sean and Tanner and Roy, for their butt kicking these last couple days.
Tanner and Roy really, I mean, they were in the thick of it.
Yeah, pretty much every piece of video footage that you've seen from the UFO Festival that came from us, you can thank those guys.
I haven't even seen the Sean shorts yet.
I saw your Sean shorts.
You saw my shorts?
Your shorts look good.
Oh, thanks.
Your shorts made me laugh.
I try to keep them clean.
Which is available, of course.
We had to, when we were going through the editing process, we had to decide which of the two marijuana jokes I was going to allow to stay in. Because there were two.
Good. Well, which one made it? You gotta watch it yourself.
Yeah, there you go. I'm actually curious myself because he said he liked both. I don't know.
Well,
one of them I stole.
You should watch and see.
I really should. I need to go back and I can do that at my leisure at ksvptv.com.
Yeah, but thank you, and I know Sean and I were commenting. It's like this is what talent gets treated like.
Right?
You know, it was really nice for us because
when I before I got into like radio proper, when I was just a fanboy, I used to listen to Opie and Anthony, and Ant would always talk about how they would come in, they would do their show, they'd stay for like two more hours to cut like spots or live reads
production
or whatever.
Work
yeah, some production stuff, and then they would just bail. And not only that, they also have a producer that runs the board for them. They just walk into a room and be funny. Like that's your career, and that's I wanted that as a kid. I didn't realize there's a lot of wire pulling that goes into this thing called radio.
Yeah, well, and that's really what radio is about. It's like any other job. You see the fun, glamorous side of it, and you're like, yeah, that's what I want to do. And then you get your foot in the door and realize that's just one facet of the career. There's so much more of it. It's the iceberg situation. You see the tip, you think that's all there is, but there's miles of ice underneath the water.
You're getting way more than the tip, baby.
It's no different in the what radio career is. You know, everyone wants to be the DJ,
and that's the fun part of it.
The Rush Limbaugh, the Howard Stern, the O&A, whoever it is, they want to emulate that, but they don't realize the army of people it takes for that to happen. Or in places like here, where there isn't that army of people, it's just guys like us that want to do a show, and when we're done this, we got to go make 20 commercials and go, do 20 other things that aren't related to a morning show whatsoever. So it was kind of nice for us to see that we're a little bit in this world where we're coming in and people are like, oh, you're the time. No, just sit down and we'll get you your stuff. I'm like, and Sean and I, we got a little of that treatment because of Clyde. And we don't get that. And it was kind of very, very nice. I mean, it was weird, but it was very nice.
There's only a few times in my professional career that I've been asked to sign something that wasn't a legal document. And it's really cool to like.
I've had it a handful of times, but not very often.
It's one of those things where it's like I'm almost 20 years deep in my career. I really need to learn how to sign my on-air last name.
You'd work on that
because it was
go get
Sean,
your notebook. Go get you a notebook and practice on the cover.
And I have.
Like 12 times,
I've done that
times.
when I was a kid. I used to sit there and practice my signature.
What have you done for me lately? Go home and do it.
I really should. Yeah, really, really should.
Were you signing your radio name today?
My
back
actual.
then?
No, I was practicing my actual signature.
Yeah, so you got to practice the radio name. Yeah,
because I thought I was going to make it famous with here it is, McKellips, but I didn't go anywhere.
Oh, I was going to go with a joke. It's after you do Sean P. Worthington the second times 12 after 57 times, you get pretty good at it.
ESQ period.
But Sean Smalls is a little bit more practice.
Yeah. You know what it is? I'm just not used to signing. I'm just not used to a cursive Z. That's what it is. The cursive Z is dumb.
I don't
it's
do
just
it.
Stupid.
I don't do certain letters the right way.
And the cursive capital Q is a 2.
Yeah.
Don't try to tell me I'm wrong.
I don't do either one of those.
It's a 2.
I do a print swirly. Like my Q's in cursive, when I rarely do them, in uppercase,
right,
is literally a print Q that I just use the Q part and I go into the swirly of the, like if I put queen, then it goes into the...
I have written my whole life. That's a stupid thing to say.
Have you now?
I didn't realize until I was a grown, fully functioning adult that I write my Q's wrong my whole life, and I still do. It's circle. I always put the thing on the wrong side. I have done that my whole life.
Okay.
I've never written a Q that way until just now, actually.
That's how
broken for me.
Yeah. No, that's how it's done.
I've always done it Q on...
Well,
on the
my
line
problem
on
is
that side.
I don't cursive at all, except for signing my name when I have to. I do not use cursive in any other facet of my life.
Yeah,
when I write, it's in print because my cursive's atrocious.
It almost never comes up. And
I
now,
never liked writing cursive when I was in school and I had to write reports. I hated it then too. And the moment I got independent enough where I wasn't doing it for someone else, everything I write is in print.
You got to feel real bad for people who penmanship was their thing.
Yeah. No, I'm not one of those people.
I took 2 years of what's that? What's that?
My wife has very neat penmanship.
What is that called?
I do not.
I can't, the word just left my
Calligraphy?
head. Calligraphy, yeah. I took 2 years of calligraphy classes, and
calligraphy's to write invitations and stuff.
Sure.
You don't write in calligraphy all the time.
I don't know.
Well, not intentionally. I mean, if you're trying to do something fancy, like make your own Declaration of Independence, then okay, then you're going to whip out. But if you're just writing a note to someone, you're not whipping out the calligraphy.
You don't officially realize how much something annoys you until your significant other does it.
Yeah.
One thing that absolutely infuriates me is when somebody writes in hybrid, some cursive and some print.
Okay.
Because that's how you would always write.
Well, that's how
Just
my
like
cursive turns out.
Yeah.
Like my actual cursive is
You're forcing my brain to switch sides.
Because I can't and it goes back to those things. I don't write 2s as Qs. I put a print Q and then I massage it in as a
weekly.
Yeah. I do the same thing with my B's, my P's. Like my B in cursive, capital B, looks like that.
Okay.
My P
a capital
looks like that.
Capital cursive B has always been because I always did the tails.
Yeah,
on my capitals.
see, mine are wrong, or mine are an older generation, I think.
I know kids today are like, "What is cursive?"
Yeah,
They
and
don't
when I
even
write
teach it.
print, and when I write my Z's, I always put the line through the middle.
See, now I didn't do the line through the middle on any letters, with the exception of the T.
Yeah,
and
the Z's the one I do that to.
I never even figured out why, because I would always do it that way, and that still feels wrong.
See, it looks like an eye to me.
Yeah, well, an eye with a lazy eye.
Yeah,
a lazy eye.
That's like the Texas Tech logo.
I'm pretty specific with my eyes. Boy, this conversation really is riveting, people.
I was thanking people when I got into the calligraphy.
I got to shout out, and the whole sales staff really stepped it up a notch, but I saw Chris go into a different mode when
he did an amazing
was
job of helping us and making sure Clyde and everybody got taken care of, and the dramas that do come with celebrity.
Sure.
Which it happens at every level, no matter what, and dealing with some of that. It is. I'm not gonna lie. It's weird to see other people's lives that you consider celebrity or whatever, and then you see them in their natural habitat, and you're like, how'd they get famous?
Right. What series of things did you do that I didn't?
Yeah.
Right. No, I get that.
Don't get me wrong. Clyde Lewis is impressive and talented. I love his show. He does his cadence. I love the way he talks and all that. But when you see the world, you see it all, and it's like, how did he get here? I could do I don't have the but I look at him like I could. How did
if I could do a show like based on stuff that interests me, the way that Ground Zero stuff interests Clyde Lewis. Now, I feel like, I could do something.
Well, and now, and to be honest, how he got where he was is incredible amount of hard work and dedication.
Sure.
What he's been doing is he turned over every stone, and like, as a matter of fact, go back and listen to him talking about when he met Don Schmidt. You know, that's quintessential how he got famous, because he literally just like goes up and barges in the room and says, I want to talk parapolitical. And then you got enough people that said, all right. And then here we go. And
I would argue that in almost every situation, like if you look at Private Parts, it's kind of a very similar story. He just kind of barged into the scene and said, I'm doing this now.
Radio's a lot like that, to be honest.
Well, it made me think. You literally just made me think of the way I broke into both with Mix 106 was showing up at a remote and, you know, being annoying until they said, here's some money, do some stuff for us. It was $20 a week at first. That's how I got in with the other place too, was I showed up at a remote, met my current radio life mate, Ron Stevens, and yeah, he was working remote. I was actually at the gas station at the corner of Poe and Main. Was that place, and that's where I walked in and was like,
it was a sunny day.
I'd like to do what you do. And then he called, like the call that I got to tell me that I was, you know, going to be interviewed or got the job or whatever. I took, because I wanted to be quiet, and it was loud in my house, so I went into my bathroom, into the bathtub, closed the curtain, and that's how I took my phone call.
Like, is there an echo? Are you on the can? What's going on?
Yeah, I was taking it.
That's great. Thanks.
Did I sound overly enthused?
I barged in too and got a job.
Yeah.
I mean, I kind of did the same thing. It's kind of, it's the way the
One
world
of the
works.
few
sometimes.
people that remembers you were working at a Target before you broke over radio.
I am. That's right. That's right. In between military and all that stuff. Yeah. I do need to play news and break, and it's 9:49, so let's try to work that in. We're going to do a quick news update, Hannity update, quick break, and then we'll wrap up the show. Don't go away. You're listening to Mornings with Mike Winters on the Tuesday after it all happened. Whew. We'll be back. Don't go away.
Now for a Pecos Valley news update. I'm Jared Cirillo. Eddy County Sheriff's deputies are investigating another death at an oil field site just before 8 a.m. Monday. Deputies responded to the report of a man unresponsive and not breathing. The exact site of the oil field was not disclosed. However, authorities said 36-year-old Jose Martino Moreno Nunez Jr. was pronounced dead at the scene. The department said foul play is not suspected, and there was no threat to the public. However, anyone with information on Jose Martino Moreno Nunez Jr. is urged to call 575-887-7551. Just 2 weeks ago, 2 men were found dead at an oil field near Highway 82 and Turkey Tract Road. No other details about that case are known. After much delay, about 500 acres of Permian Basin land in southeast New Mexico was sold to the oil and gas industry late last week. It was the first lease land sale held under the Biden administration since Biden became president in January of last year. You're up to date. I'm Jared Cirillo.
Turn up your radio. Here's the Sean Hannity Morning Minute.
Joe Biden not only inherited energy independence, America is a net exporter of energy. He put in all these draconian regulations because he said he was going to take us off fossil fuels and eliminate them. He's not eliminating them by begging the crown prince, who I've never liked, in a country that I've never trusted, that is duplicitous and has a human rights record that is as atrocious as the day is long. But this is where they're taking the country. They don't give a damn about $5 a gallon gasoline. They don't care about a 41-year high of inflation. They're telling us that there's nothing we can do. That is a lie. There's plenty that they can do. But it would take them literally being deprogrammed from their indoctrination into their climate alarmist religious cult. But they're not going to do that.
Check out the Sean Hannity radio show later today, right here.
Nancy Pelosi, Chuck Schumer, and Elizabeth Warren, they're all attacking America's tech innovators. The left's bill, S-2992, would take away the digital tools small businesses rely on, empower China to beat America in the race for new technologies, and increase the risk of cyber attacks. When liberals attack America's tech innovators, they're really attacking everyday Americans and Main Street businesses. American jobs, America's security, and the online privacy of the American people are all on the line. Why would Senate conservatives support this liberal agenda that threatens American innovation? We need to stop Pelosi, Schumer, Warren, and the rest of the D.C. liberals from taking away our technology and making China stronger at America's expense. Call the U.S. Senate today at 202-224-3121. Tell Senate Republicans to oppose S-2992. ProtectingTaxpayers.org, paid for and authorized by Taxpayers Protection Alliance.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Some of that moist air from central New Mexico is moving into our area today, so we could get a few showers or thunderstorms this afternoon. Otherwise, we'll get sunshine and we'll end up in the upper 90s for the high today. Showers and thunderstorms this evening and cloudy overnight down to about 70, and then tomorrow looks about the same. Partly sunny, mid-90s, afternoon thunderstorms. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton, and that's your latest forecast.
With the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Rich Thomason. Back to work following the holiday weekend, and Wall Street opened lower this morning. The war in Ukraine and its impact on energy supplies casting a shadow over the global economic outlook at a time when central banks are raising interest rates to slow inflation. Some financial turbulence for Scandinavian Airlines, carrier filing for bankruptcy in the U.S., warning a walkout by 1,000 pilots a day earlier put the future of the airline at risk. The company says its operations and flight schedule will not be affected. Breakfast food giant Kellogg's losing a legal fight aimed at blocking new anti-obesity measures in England, banning the promotion of sugary cereals. The U.S.-based company challenged the U.K. government over regulations taking effect in October. Those rules restrict the promotion of foods that are high in fat, sugar, or salt. For the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Rich Thomason.
Pull! Shooters, get ready. The H.F. Sinclair Charity Freedom Clay Shoot is set for Saturday, July 16th at the Eddy County Shooting Range. Deadline to register is July 11th. 1 in 4 shooters win, with one winner drawn from each team. There's a big silent auction and fantastic prizes. A shotgun, rifles, pistols, coolers, smokers, and more. All shooters receive a gift and lunch, Friday night lights, and 5 stand shoot. Plus a cookout is optional. Register online at artesiachamber.com. All proceeds benefit local Boy Scouts and community impact programs.
You want to feel important. You want to be a part of something bigger, something that matters and can help change things. You want to feel like you belong. We know. We felt that way too, and that's why we did something about it. We aren't just Army National Guard soldiers. We are normal people just like you. But our part-time service in the Army National Guard means we get to be more. When our communities are in need, we get the chance to stand up and do something about it. We get to serve in our own region and help the people we call neighbors. Whether they are in the mountains of New Mexico, the plains of Nebraska and Kansas, the ranches of Oklahoma and Texas, the farmlands of Missouri and Arkansas, or the bayous of Louisiana, we are here for our hometowns. And together, we can make a difference. Take on your legacy. Visit NationalGuard.com to find out more.
Sponsored by the New Mexico Army National Guard. Aired by the New Mexico Broadcasters Association and this station.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. Turtles can breathe through their butts. We imagine you know some people who do that too, because that's where their heads reside. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning, 9:56 actually here. We got a couple minutes here before we wrap up the show. If you miss any part, you can always catch it at your leisure, ksvptv.com or our YouTube channel. Look for Roswell Talk FM on YouTube or our 106.5 Roswell Talk FM Facebook wall. You can find all of our videos there, too.
Piecemeal, a la carte, if you will.
See.
Bite-sized.
Yes. Speaking of bite-sized, you know the Kinder Buenos?
Yeah. My legit favorite candy bar?
I do love them.
They're so good.
I found a satchel of them. It's a bag.
Oh, the minis?
And it's a mini with and they're all
They're like Bueno Bar vitamins.
Yeah.
They're great.
I don't know how many times I just go into the pantry and just and grab like 2 and then eat and then that was good and I grab it's a bad idea.
No, they're dangerous.
But they're very good.
Because the way they package them is like it's 2 bars in one is the way they package.
Well, this one's just a one little single bite.
Right.
And it's like gloop.
But they're so like light and airy and wonderful that once you get to the end of like I buy like the 4-pack or whatever, and that's still not enough for me. That's 2 2-bar packs. I'm like, I need more of this.
Yeah, it's hazelnut, right? The cream they use.
Yeah, it's basically
it's like a thin hazelnut peanut butter, basically.
Yeah, it's essentially Nutella.
Yeah, but it's thinner. It's not as dark as Nutella.
I think, as a matter of fact, I think it's the same company that makes the Fiero, the Rocher.
Okay.
The big ones.
Kinder.
So, yeah, Kinder.
Yeah.
Well, Kinder is I think owned by the company that makes those.
Gotcha.
Ferrero or whatever it's called.
Gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
Those are chocolatiers, if I remember.
Just sitting on a vat of Nutella, just like giving it out to us in little droplets.
So it's always Christmas time when you see the Ferrero Rocher commercials and all that.
Right.
Sometimes at like Valentine's, but usually it's Christmas. And I believe the term they use when they refer to their artisans is chocolatiers.
Chocolatiers,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
That's one thing. The Europeans.
I feel like it's cutting in on Disney territory,
Right.
but it technically isn't.
The Europeans really nailed it when it comes to chocolate, like to confections. Their candy bars, head and shoulders above American candy bars.
Although at the end of the day, I'm still a milk chocolate guy. I was born and raised on milk chocolate, so to me that's home.
One of these days, I'm going to get a hold of it's called a Violet Crumble.
Yeah.
And it's my by far favorite candy bar. It's only available in Australia and certain candy shops, like here in the States.
Okay.
And they're like $5 a piece, but they're amazing.
Okay.
It's chocolate, but it's got this they call it honeycomb inside, but it's not honeycomb. It's,
Okay. I think I know what you're talking about.
Oh my gosh. It's so good.
Like it sounds like something I had when I was in Australia
I
in the
wandered
80s.
all across Vegas looking for a candy shop that sold it. Nowhere.
I remember having like a honeycomb chocolate candy when I was in Australia.
Yeah.
I don't remember the name of it. I don't remember anything about it, but when you say that,
It was good. It was good. And
Yeah.
it was really good. Yeah.
But yeah, I just because I was born and raised on basically Hershey milk chocolate.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of my jam,
And then
Hershey,
weirdly-
Nestle, all that.
I get hankerings for weird ones. Like the other day, I had a hankering for a Baby Ruth.
Yeah, I've never been a Baby Ruth or Payday guy. I like them; they're fine.
Mm-hmm.
But I'll take a Snickers over either one of those any day.
Baby Ruth was my go-to as a kid.
Yeah.
I think it's because I wanted to be different. Everybody was eating Snickers. I wanted the Baby Ruth.
I preferred the 100 grand,
100 grand
over the Baby Ruth.
Those were good too.
Yeah.
Those are, yeah. Although I was never a big fan of like Krispies in chocolate, like the Crackle Bar, Crunch, stuff like that.
Huge fan. Love those. Some of my favorite. My wife loves Crackle.
Yeah.
Nestle's okay.
Where do you?
She's a big.
Where
Crackle
do you find a full size Crackle? I've never
don't.
seen it in my entire life.
The only time you see it is at specialty shops.
Same thing with a Mr. Goodbar. I've never seen a full size.
No,
Mr.
those
Goodbar.
I've seen.
Have you?
Oh yeah, Mr. Goodbar I've seen all the time on the grocery store candy shelves.
But I've never seen a full size Crackle.
I haven't either. We got to go.
Yep.
Have an amazing day. We'll talk to you bright and early tomorrow. You're listening to 106.5 Roswell.